Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, the actual video thing pops up immediately. That's awesome. Mist, you're going to sit this one out. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a shame. Masa, hello. Welcome to the stream. Avarita, same to you. Nix, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. And Neon, hello. Ignore what's happening on the screen at the moment. I forgot to do my dailies right now. There's a Beastkin David Nature +1 going for the daily. And it's a terrible card. But it's my namesake, so I have to go for it. Masa, you awaited. That's nice of you, thank you. So yes, today we will be discussing the tournament details, the exact schedule, as well as who exactly wants to participate and what that involves, and the various prizes that have been put into the prize pool so far. Matteo, welcome to the stream. And we will be going through any of the last sort of final preparations, questions, things like that that people may have. Oh, I love the daily. The AI is so weird. So yes, if anybody has any questions right now while we wait for everybody to come in and settle down, let me know. Otherwise... I see the point. Otherwise, we'll just keep mucking around with this, and all right, and yeah, we'll get into the tournament talk once this is all done. And as I say, everybody settle down. Neon, you started out in YouTube, moved on to Twitch. Awesome. I had expected by this point that we'd have some more CGC stuff to talk about as well. I figured that DevCat was going to move towards that pretty quickly after the first CGC pre-release, but apparently not. Twitch is better, honestly, says Avarita. Yes, I agree. I advise everybody to go on to Twitch if you're not already. YouTube is good, don't get me wrong, but Twitch is better. Twitch is just the more stable live streaming platform. It goes down less than YouTube does. Watching off Twitch, but you have YouTube and Twitch chat on, Neon. Okay. Well, I hope you have the internet connection for that. I certainly didn't. But then I'm in the wilds of Scotland. Hooray for Scotland. What am I drinking, Masa? It is my special patented Arc juice. It's the source of all my power, and it's a closely guarded secret. Let's see if Samurai Quack is invisible again. Yep, he's still kind of invisible. I do not know why my chroma key is picking him up as being green. It's so weird. Yay, kitty. I do enjoy running Warlords in the dailies. I enjoy running them in PvP, but I enjoy running them especially in the dailies. Duck Shogun, yes. His name is Samurai Quack. Okay. And every time I put him in water, he falls over. He's not well balanced. So I assume that he's permanently drunk on sake. He shames his ancestors. Hello, hello, Daniel. I won't try to pronounce the rest of your name. If you can watch on Twitch, go there. It's much more stable, says Neon. But if you can't, then you'll accompany them on here. I mean, the chat for both Twitch and YouTube is displayed on the screen right here. So nobody has to go anywhere in particular. You can talk to people and just read the chat on the screen. So if you're on YouTube, watch this part of the screen down here for little purple icons. Where are they? Purple icons rather than the YouTube icons. That'll indicate somebody on Twitch is saying something. Why did I not kill him? I wasn't paying attention. Oops. Morning, Shinami. Welcome, welcome. Matei, you'd go to Twitch, but it never works for you. Really? What's? Why does this? How does it fail? I'm always interested in knowing when these things don't work for people, because it obviously it affects what I do in the future. I would prefer to move over to just streaming to Twitch, ideally. It's just the better platform and it allows me to moderate better and so on and so forth. But A lot of people are telling me they're having a problem with Twitch. Nix, your TV doesn't work with Twitch. That is so weird. Why? Why does it work with YouTube but not work with Twitch? I know somebody, one of my subscribers, lives in a country where Twitch is basically banned. You're not actually able to access it without using a VPN, which seems weird, but, you know, world governments, what you gonna do, right? Yeah. Neil, the problem for you with that is that you really can't read what's showing. It's so tiny. Enlarge the screen! Come on! Just zoom in just on that one part. Ignore the rest of it. It's not important. Matteo, it just doesn't load. You don't know why, but it's on your phone. Weird. That's very strange. I do not understand that at all. Warlords! You always shop with a different name every time Arc streaming, but yeah, you're Atheraxia. Yeah, what was it? Last one, it was like, it was some you were on Twitch and it was a Japanese sounding name, I seem to remember. Began with a G. I don't recall exactly. Anyway, doesn't matter. Warlords! I love these guys. Okay, so 14 people, we're getting there. We should hopefully have enough by the time I'm done with this quick daily mission to start talking properly about the tournament. I keep checking Discord and stuff as well, just to see if anybody's popping in there to say, what's happening? Neon, if you do full screen, you can't watch. Good thing you're on your laptop now, yeah. Oh. I wish there was a way of just popping out various chats for people, you know, so you could just have like a YouTube chat open, but you didn't have to actually watch the YouTube live stream. That'd be nice. Save people's bandwidth a little bit. Yeah. For anybody who's watching, who is intrigued by the tournament thing, but hasn't yet signed up, we do have one slot free. So while I'm doing this, think about how brave you are. Hello, Han. Welcome to the stream. Neon, you mean you can't chat if you have full screen? Oh, okay. It's all so strange. Sup, Noriel? How's it hanging? Lord Edge Gamer, welcome, welcome. Pojechini, hello, hello. Everybody's just piling in. It's awesome. What's that? That is beyond my capability to deal with. Stupid Jeffrek. Yeah, he's got a real thing for Jeffrek right now. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Double up on it. Ho, George. Ho. However, George said hasn't actually shown up on my screen. It's just this blank space. Han, you can't watch the stream on Twitch. Your Potato Mobile can't handle it. It's weird that your mobile can't handle Twitch, but it can handle YouTube, given that Twitch actually has better algorithms for live streaming. I mean, I'm not questioning you. Obviously, what you say is accurate. I just find it really weird. Ayo. Alright, this is the last fight of this daily thing. I'm doing it just so I can get my hands on a Nature David, Beastkin David +1. And then we'll start talking about the tournament properly. So we have exact dates and times and so on and so forth. I will tell them to everybody, and then if anybody has a major difficulty with that who is signed up for the tournament, let me know and we will fix it. Omar, do I think Archpriest Secretus is good? I think Archpriest Secretus is good. I don't think he's great, but I think he's good. But it does need to have a particular deck built around it. I did fight somebody on the PvP ladder like 4 days ago who was using an Archpriest Secretus deck, and it was really solid. I just happened to have a natural counter to it in my deck, so I ended up winning, but it was a really good deck. If Hape, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. When is the tournament? We will be discussing the exact dates and times in literally like 2 minutes. So hold on a sec. Daniel, same with your phone. Can't watch Twitch, but perfect with YouTube. Strange, right? It is. It's really weird. It's really weird. Because there's not Yeah, because I mean, YouTube is fine. It's great. It's owned by Google. Hooray! Good servers, good programs, and so on and so forth. But Twitch is specifically designed for live streaming, and it's got all these special algorithms and stuff, so on and so forth, in place to particularly like throttle bitrate connections and so on and so forth. If you're having difficulty watching, it'll adjust automatically. All this kind of stuff that YouTube doesn't have. If one of them was not going to work, YouTube or Twitch, I would have guessed, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube wouldn't work. So all these people popping out saying, no, YouTube's fine, but Twitch doesn't work. It's weird. Weird. Oh, well. I mean, I'll stream to both YouTube and Twitch for as long as I possibly can. But I suspect eventually I am going to have to pick on one or the other, simply for moderation purposes. If we start getting a lot of people, and we start, of course, getting, racist, sexist, bigots, and so on and so forth, that do enjoy making waves on these chat commentary things, and I'm going to need moderators, I'm going to need bots and all that kind of thing, and juggling 2 separate chats is a bit much. Yay! He's there. This is just for me, by the way. Nobody else aimed for this Nature David +1. He's a terrible card. But, I mean, my name is David, so. Yeah, Maroka. That's the first card I got into PVG top 10 with, so I'm okay with that. Oh, I've got 867 gems, yes. Less now. I'm going to be spending them all trying to get a hold of this useless card. Yay. Hey, didn't cost me that much in the end. Awesome. Useless card, but David, so. And you never know, sometimes these cards do turn out to be okay in the end. So it cost me 12 gems to buy that, and I got 5 for doing that, so that's fine. 11 gems, not 11 gems. 12 minus 5, 7 gems. Yay. Nature Beastkin David +1. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to spend all those gems to unlock him. Yes, I must have him. Yeah. I mean, what's the maximum? There's 5 cards, you get 1 automatically, plus, so 24 minus. So the maximum number of gems you can spend on finding one of those cards in a daily or draft is 19 gems, because you get 5 back. So lucky, thank you, thank you. Hello, Pegasus, welcome to the stream, nice to see you. Albaster, thank you very much for the 10 gems, I really appreciate it. That pays back my the gems I spent on the Nature Beastkin David +1 and gives me 1 extra. Awesome. For anybody who's interested, that's the deck that I'm using. This is actually a PvP deck that I'm using, but it's nice and easy for dailies as well. I just use this one deck for like everything these days. Okay, I gotta stop drinking the arc juice. We'll be done before we get into the sub battles. All right. Hello, James. Welcome, welcome. Pajichin, you got a Rainbow Dragon from your daily. Very nice, man. I still remember when Rainbow Dragon was used for Wave of Life, I think it was. You'd use Trade Creature, Unsummon, and then you'd use the resources from that as well as the defensive blocks from the Aurora Rainbows in order to build up for a Wave of Life. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, what do we do? Yes, all right. So the plan for today is we will have a conversation about the tournament. I will go into the exact rules for anybody that missed those. I will also go into the time. So we do have an exact time and date for everything now. Deadlines for your decks and when the actual tournament itself will be streamed. Then we'll go into the sub-battles, and we're trying something a little bit new with the sub-battles today. We are going for modifiers, which means that we're going to be applying a modifier to some of the battles. So we normally have 3 rounds. So round 1 will have a sort of a fun, a light modifier. Round 2 will be a free-for-all. You can do whatever you like, as long as it's not a gimmick deck. No modifiers in round 2. And then in round 3, we'll go for something more restrictive. So currently, today's first round modifier, I probably won't tell you guys these things in advance normally, but just so that everybody knows what's happening today. First round of the sub-battles is going to be the Old Man modifier. You can use any deck you like, as long as it's not a gimmick, but you have to use the Old Man hero. Second round, of course, is free-for-all. You can do whatever you like. And then the third round will be restricted round. So I'm thinking we will do a your deck can contain no more than 1 limited edition card, something like that. George, is it evening over there? Kind of. It's afternoon. It's 3:15 at the moment over here. Yay, tournament. Woo, old man. Okay, so that's the idea. Right, so tournament. So, so for those who don't know, I do actually still have this tournament bracket up. So this will be generally how the tournament bracket works. We'll have the 8th finals, and then going into the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the finals. 16 players. 1 round elimination. You must bring a deck consisting of 12 cards, and you can have 4 cards in your sideboard. I'm just going to go into the exact pinned rules so I make sure we got this absolutely correct. So, rule number 1, only Generation 1 to Generation FOD. So that means Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, WNB, and FOD. The P versions are fine as well, so G1P, G2P, all the way up to FODP is all fine. CGC is not. We're not allowing CGC because it's too new, and we're not quite sure about it yet. Rule number 2, no collaboration cards. So nothing from C1, C2, CLO, TBT, or BLZ, and nothing from EXT or SIH. They're too difficult to get, and they're too expensive, and it unbalances it in the tournament in favor of people who pay a lot of real money, and that's not fair, so they're not allowed. Number 3, no duplicate cards. So you cannot have 2 elves, for example, and that counts for mutant variants as well as reskinned variants. So you can't have an elf and an elephant, and you cannot have an elf and an elf +1, or an elf and a light elephant. Those are duplicates, not allowed. Number 4, you must have at least 5 creatures in your deck, just to stop people from going crazy with heavy control decks. And number 5, no gimmicks. So you're not allowed to bring Gates of Hell and that kind of thing. No sort of dedicated Parnock decks. It's rubbish. Dibs on round 2, Nonus. Fair enough. Neon, you don't have the Old Man Hero, really? I kind of figured everybody did. What's the unlock requirement for the Old Man Hero? Hold on. Old Man Hero. Acquisition condition, play 2 masterclass duels. Okay. That's a new one. I'm pretty sure I got him before there was such a thing as a masterclass. Still, you only need to play 2. You don't even need to win them. You could just jump in and immediately forfeit. So you can do that quickly right now if you want to, Neon. Otherwise, we'll just book you in for a round 2 or round 3 fight. That's fine. A gift from Albaster and 2 gifts from Whippy. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it very much. Daniel, so if you have a Grave Rat and an Urban Rat, for example, is it counted as a duplicate because they have a similar effect? Oh, gift from A-Person and Shinabi. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Grave Rat and Urban Rat, I am pretty sure they're the same card. I'm going to double check that. Somebody can tell me in chat, but I'm pretty sure that's basically the same card, just with different name and art. Oops. Urban Rat and Grave Rat. I should know this because I picked up like nothing but Urban Rats for the longest time. Oh no, Urban Rat's a different thing. No, Urban Rat has a completely different ability. It's when the rat to the right, the Urban Rat to the right disappears with the creature in front of it, yada yada yada. So yeah, Urban Rat and Grave Rat are different. Hello, Dr. Cocktail. Welcome to the stream. You already played 2 and you haven't got it, Neon. You're already second Dan. Weird. I mean, I assume that you've turned off Mabinogi Duel completely and you've turned it back on again since then. Or maybe it's got a different acquisition condition for you if you were around before Master Duels were a thing. I'm not sure. So yeah, to answer your question, Daniel, Grave Rat and Urban Rat are completely different cards, so you could use those. I know there is a reskinned version of the Grave Rat that's called something else. I'll do a quick check. Wow, there's a lot of cards that are called Rat, aren't there? Oh, City Rat. I think it's City Rat. Yeah, City Rat. Okay, yeah. So Grave Rat and City Rat count as duplicates, but not Grave Rat and Urban Rat. George, sign you up for round 1. Okay, hold on. We're not we're not supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be talking about the tournament first, but okay, hold on. Ah, you people throwing off my carefully planned timetable. Hope you're all thoroughly ashamed of yourselves. All right. So round 1. round 2, and we won't go further than that just yet. So George wants round 1. George. And Nonus wanted round 2, I remember. Okay, made a note. Good, all right. So back onto what we're supposed to be talking about, which is the tournament. So I've listed out all of the rules. Now for the schedule. Pegasus, can you write rules as you want to translate? Yes, Pegasus, absolutely. You're on the Discord server, the Arcanauts Discord server, Pegasus. So if you go into the tournament channel and you click on pinned messages, the rules are there. Kalpesh, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you again. Nonus, you remember the requisite was play 2 of those duels that require you to be close to... Oh yeah, the Soul Link. Yeah. Yeah, I cheated. I didn't have anybody in the area who played Mabinogi Duel, so I just got one on my Nexus and one on my phone, and I just fought myself. Anyway, yes, Pegasus, please do translate. That would be great. Okay, so yes, timetable. Right. So the way that we're going to currently work it, I'll just switch across to the tournament bracket. Again, I'll turn off this background music for now. So the entire tournament will be live streamed. The way we'll be doing it is we will be doing the 8th finals, the first round, on one live stream. If we have time, we will do the quarterfinals, but I don't think we will have time for that. So that will be on Saturday, the 15th of April. Then the semi-finals and the finals and maybe the quarterfinals will be done on the 16th of April, and that's the Sunday. So the first round of tournament fights will be done on the Saturday, the 15th of April. Second round of fights will be done on Sunday, the 16th of April. Whoops, switched the wrong one. Yeah, I don't know, saying hello. Okay, so the two tournament days are the 15th and the 16th, the Saturday and the Sunday. That is 1 week from now, a little under 1 week from now. Neon, sign you up for the second round. Okay. Right. Okay, so 15th and the 16th. That means that if you are participating in the tournament, you need to have your deck and your sideboard submitted to me personally via the Discord, ideally, but you could also send it via personal message on Facebook or Twitter or subreddit or anything like that. That would be okay. Just make sure it's private. You don't want everybody else seeing what you're running. Submit that to me by 10 p.m. GMT. That is British time, not 10 p.m. your time, 10 p.m. my time, GMT on the 14th of April. That is the Friday, okay? So Friday, 14th of April, 10 p.m. GMT, British time, is the deadline for the decks and the sideboard submissions. If you do not have your decks and sideboard submitted by then, you will automatically be disqualified from the tournament. We don't want to be running around on the morning of the day. Jihan, welcome to the stream. Nice to see. Okay, so yes, that's the way it is going. Submission by the 14th. First round of fights on the 15th, second round of fights on the 16th. All of the fights will be live streamed, and I will also be looking for at least 1 and ideally 2 volunteers to spectate all of the tournament battles and record them, either on your phone or your tablet or your PC, depending on whether you're playing it on a mobile device or you're playing it on an emulator. But either way, because my internet isn't the greatest in the world, there is a possibility that it will crash, and I would like to have all of these fights recorded so that we can put them up on YouTube later. So I'm going to need 1 or ideally 2 volunteers to do that for me. Gems. Yes. Okay, so that is basically the plan. So if there are any questions or requests or anybody wants anything clarified, put it into the chat box. I will give you guys a couple of seconds. Mabinogi Duel official liked your tweet about the live stream, Kalpesh. Really? That's awesome. Nice. Man. See, I should just make you the official Arcadean Twitter guy. That's very cool. That's very cool. Oh, yes, and in case anybody's interested, prize list. Hold on while I open it up. Okay, so far we have, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 cards in the prize pool. Intrepid has donated Snake Tamer Nicholas and Shadow Princess Alicia. Lord Edge has donated a Alron, Special Edition Alron. And Buttsnuts, otherwise known as Brown, has submitted a Surprise Attack and an Urgent Arrest, a C1 card. Very, very cool. So, nice bunch of cards there. Very good cards, and even if you don't want to play them, you can make a small fortune by selling them on. Thank you, Kalpesh. So, yes, are there any questions whatsoever about the tournament? Ideally, ask them now so that everybody else can get the answer, and so that it's recorded in this archive for people who are going to be watching this live stream later. So yes, any questions at all, don't be afraid to ask. There are no stupid questions, only stupid people. Avarita, you can give away your turn to frog if you need something. Well, we're not sort of desperate for any more cards to be entered into the prize pool, Avarita, but we certainly wouldn't turn down any if you wanted to donate some. That would be very generous of you. Just let me know in Discord. Thanks. I'm trying to think of what other questions people had about the tournament. I can't think about anything. Johan, did you miss much? No, you missed me doing the daily and getting a nature +1 beastkin David. And you might have missed the first part of the conversation we're having about the tournament. I've read out the rules and the schedule for the tournament. So if you would like to know about either of those two things, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to give everybody one more minute to marshal any questions or requests that they might have relating to the tournament. And if nobody has anything that they want to ask or say or scream or whimper, then we'll just move straight into the sub-battles. Kalpesh, many people retweeting your post about the live stream. Nice. That's so cool. Man, yeah, I'm gonna... Okay, Kalpesh is now the official Arcadean Twitter guy. I keep making tweets about things, and I put, like, the hashtag Mabinogi Duel. Mine never gets put up onto... Because, look, where's the thing? Right, if we go here, for everyone who's confused about what's going on. Scamcat, really? I'm trying to do a thing right now. No, I already have like 5 gates of hell. Thank you anyway. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, so yeah, we're talking about this thing up here, the Twitter feed. So I cannot get any of my tweets into this thing. I don't know why, no matter how many times I do it. But Kengi's managed to do it, as you can see. He's got a thing there about the Mabinogi Duel tournament, and apparently it's getting a lot of retweets and attention, even from the official Mabinogi Duel people. So that is very cool. Johan, can I look up if you're on my friends list? Ione, Thras, you're very happy to say that you got every card you wanted in Mabinogi Duel, so now you're ready to die. Don't die, Thras. You still have so many cards to live for. Okay, Ione, I don't recognize the name, but I have like 85 people on here, so let's see. Oh, that is very faint, isn't it, that writing? Oh. Well, I don't see anybody by the name of Ione yet. Also, I'm going to need to get everybody... Yeah, no Ione, I'm afraid. If you would like me to add you to my friends list, send me a friend request. I will add to my friends list anybody who sends me a friend request during live streams. If you send me a friend request outside of the live stream, I sometimes will and sometimes won't add you. It depends on whether or not I have any sort of dead players on my list. That is, players that haven't been around for like 3 or more days. If I do have absent players, then I'll remove them and add you, but if I don't, then I won't. But if you add me during a live stream, I will guarantee that I will put you on my friends list. Neon, you'll donate a Hunter Rigette for the prize pool. That would be awesome. Thank you very much. I will add that to the notification. Where's I have everybody's name here? There we go. Neon prize pool. Oop. Trying to type around my arc juice. It's not helping. Prize pool donation. Hunter Rigette. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's a good card. I like it. Okay. There we go. All right. Johan, I deleted you once, did I? Fair enough. Yeah, I apologize for that. Basically, whoever is at the bottom of my list, unless I know them personally, when somebody sends me an invite on the live stream, they'll be the ones that are removed. Dr. Cocktail, can I write the whole detail about the tournament in a comment below after the stream ends? I could. It wouldn't really get recorded properly, though. If you would like the full details, a written list of the rules and the schedule, Dr. Cocktail, I will be putting one up on the subreddit in the next day or two, and there is one up permanently on the Arcanauts Discord server. So if you are not on the Discord server, I can send the invite link. Omar, sign you up. Do you want to be signed up for the tournament, or do you want to be signed up for the sub battles, Omar? What is that? Chigebaru? Hello. Nyx, sinew. Okay. Which one? You want sloth, greed, gluttony, lust? It's on Discord, yes. Thank you. You're Japanese, yes. Yes, I'm trying to read the katakana. Che Guevara? Is that katakana for Che Guevara? That's very cool. Nick Stalker, sign you up. You mean for the tournament? People are going to have to be really clear about whether they're being signed up for the tournament or whether they're being signed up for the sub battles. Because if you're talking about the tournament, Nick, you're already signed up for that. Darius, you want to try sub battle? That's very cool. George, I can read Japanese. I can read katakana. I can read most hiragana, and I can read about 50 words in kanji. Darius, you want to? Okay, you're Intrepid. Alrighty. Do you want to be signed up for round 1, round 2, or round 3? Intrepid. Round 1 has the old man modifier. Round 2 is a free for all, and round 3 has a restricted modifier. And we're not quite on to sub battles just yet. Okay, what are we doing? All right, yes. So I still have to add Ione, don't I? Oh, good lord! I have friend requests from Devil Boy, and I cannot read that kanji. That's a name, and I can't read names in kanji. George, you gave up on learning Japanese. Too difficult for you. I sympathize. I had to learn Japanese. I lived in Japan for a few years, so it was either learn Japanese or starve to death. Johan, could I send you a friend request? Yep, no problem, Johan. I will send you one now. I'll remove 3 people. Okay, so Alkir, unfortunately, you're down at the bottom, buddy, and you're 3 days absent, so I'm going to have to remove you. Just send me another friend request if you want to be re-added, no problem. So I need to add 2 people. Darius, you want to be added to round 2. Okay, so Intrepid on round 2. Okay. Omar, that's you, Devil Boy. Okay, I will add you, don't worry. Matcha, you've been gone for 2 days. I apologize. If you're watching, send me a friend request. I'll add you again. Now, for the others. Mini B. I know Mini B's in Discord. Dark Red Evil sent me a gift today. Miss Zero, we know Miss Zero. Ripmole, we know. In fact, I'm pretty sure we know basically everybody now. Who has not sent me a gift? Is the next question. Now, who do I not immediately recognize? I kind of immediately recognize everybody. Well, I suppose we can get rid of Luna. I haven't exchanged gifts with Luna in forever, so I'll get rid of Luna. Okay. You tried someone who's playing this game on live broadcast. You've never seen a live comic in Japan. Oh, it's awesome you like players. Spread my mood. Thankful. Nice. Arigatou gozaimasu. Does anyone know how Burning Ceremony works? Yes, it works badly, is how it works. Okay, Pandatoon, thank you for the gems. I really appreciate it. Nice 10. Wow, it's big, big gems. Big money, big money. Okay, add and... Ooh, more gifts from Pandatoon. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I will add Ione now. Okay. Add friend. Now I'm assuming that's it based on what you said. So that should have added you. It made a bling bling noise. So let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, that looks like it added you. Good, because otherwise it would be under thing. Wow, got a lot of people online. Awesome. Okay, deal 6 damage equal to the number of friendly creatures present. So it's 6 by the number of friendly creatures you have. Yeah, hold on. I will double check that. Nobody uses it. Let me just refresh my memory. I kind of need the art to be staring me in my face. Otherwise, I don't really remember the tests I performed with the thing. Okay, yes, so blah, 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 blah. If the targeted creature has more than 12 HP, deal 6 damage equal to the number of friendly creatures present. Yeah. If the target is destroyed in this way, summons a burning wreckage in that slot. Yes, so you will target an enemy with it for every... And it has to have more than 12, 14, or 16 HP. Which is very rare. Then it will deal 6 damage equal to the number of friendly creatures present. So if you have 2 friendly creatures on your side of the field, it will deal 12 damage to the opponent. If it kills the opponent, it will summon a burning wreckage in that slot. It's terrible for the following reasons. 1, most creatures don't have more than 16 HP at level 3 anyway. Certainly not for long. You know, they'll get hit by creatures or something like that. But most of the cards that are currently meta, strong in the meta, don't tend to have 17 or more HP reliably. Second thing is that it will deal 8 damage equal to the number of bloody blah, which means that at every level you need to have 3 or more friendly creatures at least in order to have any chance of dealing fatal damage. Because if you only have 2 friendly creatures, it'll only deal 12, and the targeted creature will have 12 HP or more. Well, it'll have more than 12 HP, so it won't kill it. So it's almost impossible to kill the creature, and there's almost no creatures that have that high a HP value that reliably. You know, they'll generally put a high HP creature down in front of one of your high HP creatures, and then they'll let your creature hit it and stuff like this. It's very, very unreliable. And again, it relies, the secondary aspect of it is that it relies on you having a lot of friendly creatures out. So anyway, Kalpesh, yes, Kalpesh wants you guys to send him some gems. Be nice. Johan, my pleasure. Honestly, thanks for watching. Really, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. F Husby wants people to add him. Go ahead. Kalpesh, just 15 more gems he needs. Intrepid, thank you very much for the gems. I appreciate that. Okay, all right. So nobody seems to have any particular questions about the tournament. Even though I know we're going to stop this live stream in the next 5 days, it's just going to be people who are in the chat right now asking me questions about the tournament. I know how you guys operate. Den, you love my videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate hearing that. Thank you for watching. George, you got it. Thanks for the help. No problem. It's unfortunate. It's an interesting card, but it's no good. There's no reason to use it. I mean, not unless you're running some sort of like hyper trap deck or something like that. But I don't advise it. All right, so let's move into the... Wow, 5 things all of a sudden. Good lord. Okay, so gift from Albaster, Nick Stalker, and Albaster. Thank you very much, guys. A lot of lovely, lovely gifts there. I really appreciate it. I'm even beginning to like seriously appreciate the special ticket gifts. I've got to save up a lot of those for the next release of CGC. Omar, can I make a deck with Ilagressa or tell you guys how to use her? She seems like she's got potential. I actually think I have an Ilagressa deck at the moment. Let me just take a look. Japanese Che Guevara. Can you apply for a friend when this broadcast is over? You like to duel together? Yeah, absolutely. Send me a friend request anytime. Hold on, let me see. Ilagressa, did I put her in? Yeah, I put her in here. Okay, so here's a basic Ilagressa deck that works out pretty well. I took this deck into high gold with no difficulties. I could have gotten it into platinum if I'd wanted to, but I never go beyond gold much these days unless I'm really testing something. What is the old man format? Okay, so in order to add a little bit more spice to the sub battles, we're going to add modifiers. First round is going to be a fun modifier. This week it's the old man modifier. Second round is a free-for-all, which means it's just a standard thing. So long as it's not a gimmick deck, you can use whatever you like. And then third round will be a more restricted format. So the old man modifier for the first round of sub battles means that you can use whatever deck you want, provided it's not a gimmick, but you have to use the old man hero. How did I get 900 gems just from gifts? Yeah, mostly from, well, a lot of them from gifts. As you can see, people are very generous to me, and I appreciate it because I spend all my gems and gold on buying cards so that I can make videos for people. So yeah, a lot of it's from gifts, but I also bought the gold membership for 150,000 golds, and I do the dailies and drafts whenever I can, and I go into gold in PvP, and I do the other arenas whenever I can, and even if I can't do the other arenas, I generally put a dummy deck into the arena, because you don't need to fight with a deck in order to get the bronze reward, so you can get a few gems that way as well. Reclipse, don't have time to stay and watch, just want to say hi. Thank you, Reclipse. I don't know how you know it's awesome if you're not staying to watch. Hint, hint. But thank you. Orphan the Black Market, George. Haha, you found my guilty secret. No, I actually stay away from real money markets. I don't know. New update about tournament is on top, is it, Kalpesh? Okay, let me just check that out. I'll shut down that. Who's the old man? No, the old man is the hero. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Guys, Mabinogi Duel Tournament live now. Watch it on YouTube channel. The Arcadean. Well, the tournament isn't live now. Tournament will be live next week, Kalpesh. It's not live now. Today isn't the tournament. Next week is the tournament, 15th and the 16th. The hero, Daniel, the old man hero is... Where is he? There he is. This guy. This is the old man hero. Using charge restores HP by stealing 3 energy from the opponent creature with the highest energy. If the sum of energy from all creatures is less than 0, receive 2 damage every turn. It's basically just for fun. Basically means that everybody is on a clock. You can't be really cautious about what you're doing. You gotta just charge for it. Any stream I do is bound to be awesome, Reclose. Oh, buddy. Oh. Don't know what to think about it. It's just for fun, honestly, because it takes pressure off people. It means it's less a test of skill and more a test of just run for it, just get the damage in. Hello, Aegis the Third. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I apologize. Thrust, really, dude? You know I'm doing a live stream right now. Come on. When will CGC be released? Well, the first CGC has already been released. The second round of CGC probably won't be released for another couple of weeks. We're not sure what's happening. Normally they release like 1/3 of the new generation, and when that's released, they put the next round into the lab, and they keep that there for 2 weeks, and then they release a new into lab. But they haven't put anything into the lab yet, so we're all a bit confused. Kalpesh sending false info. Arrest him! Yes, arrest him. Can anyone explain how the Golden Garden Eagle works? Yeah, basically he will do double damage if your gold is 4 or more, Dr. Cocktail. That's what it means. He did it on purpose. But you always love to do that. Yeah, I know. Every live stream. How often do I get results in the arena? I don't know what the question is. Do you mean how often do I get into gold and platinum? I can get to whatever level I want at any time. No big deal. Hun0, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. And hello to you. Oh my god, what's that? Mabedu? Man, it's so tiny on my screen. I'm having difficulty picking out the katakana. Labarina says day 14 it opens, does it? Okay, so that is so weird. They left it like 2 weeks. Very strange. But okay, well, so the new lab should be open on the 14th, which means that we will get the next release of CGC on the 28th. of April. Hello, Cheng Li. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. What have I got? A gift from CTS. Thank you, CTS. More gems, always helpful. That goes towards cards, which go towards videos. Wow. Got up to 915 gems. That's so nice. Thank you, guys. Okay, so are there any more questions or requests or suggestions or anything like that before we move into the sub-battles? Write it in the chat box below or to the side, wherever the chat box happens to be, depending on what software you're using. While I wait, I will have a drink, and Samurai Quack will entertain you with some dancing. Telephone, tell me I'm your one. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's any questions. That or everyone was just struck dumb with horror by that little show. So, we'll move into the sub-battles. So the way this normally works is there normally turns out to be about 3 rounds. We go until 6 o'clock my time, so that's another 2 hours and 10 minutes. Hunt Zero, can I show you how to beat episode 74? I think I have a video on how to beat episode 74, don't I? Let me just double check that. Johan, is Aryabhata actually good? She's good. She's not great, but she's good. You can get into PvP Platinum with her. You can theoretically get into the top 10 with her, although that would be harder. She's not amazing, but she's good. She's good. I'm looking up this episode 74 thing. Hold on. Episode. What have I got? 79, 51, 71, 86, 80, 76. No, I don't actually have 74, do I? Neon. Aryabhata is very good. She's not very good. She's good, but she's not very good. She's okay. She's decent. Yeah, 71, 76, and 79, not 74. Okay. In Japan, the depopulation phenomenon of players is occurring. Yeah. Yeah. You would like to increase more players, but what should you do? How are you spreading? Che Guevara. I don't really know. I know there used to be a lot of blog posts, a lot of blogs dedicated to Mabinogi Duel. The best thing I can advise is what I did. Make videos, get involved in the community, try to organize community events like tournaments and special things like that. But otherwise, I don't know. I know that Japanese and Korean players are decreasing. It's a bit worrying. I know that Brown says that his inside contact says that Nexon's considering dropping the game. That's really worrying. You are the VVII. You took first place in the last PvP arena. Ah, okay. Well, congratulations. Very nice. Arya's fun, but not that good. Yeah, she's decent. What's the price of Aryabhata? I think 600,000 is considered to be the minimum. Brown, that's you, is it? Kai Kiryan Dax. Well, you can keep me right, or say that I'm wrong. But what I heard, Brown, was that you said that one of your contacts has said that Nexon was considering pulling out support of Mabinogi Duel. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. Daniel, sign you up for the battle. You want to test some creatures? Okay, hold on. So many messages. You remember when the old man takes 3 damage every turn? I remember that. Yeah. What's my favorite card? My favorite cards are the Warlords. The Warlords. Shurka and Tarka. These guys. There. No, not these guys. Hold on. It's a different deck. Where's my Warlords? Here's my Warlords. There we go. Warlords! Run around naked begging people to play. That's an idea, certainly. Spread videos. Yep. Pegasus is a Japanese player. Cooperate with him. Yep. That'd be good. Set up tournaments. Yeah. Definitely worth trying. Can be a bit tricky. Brown is here as well. Excellent. Yes, they will decide end of April. Yeah, that's what I'd heard. Okay, good to know I was correctly informed. I mean, if... It's one of those weird things. I would be really happy if Nexon pissed off and left Mabinogi Duel alone, but left DevCat in charge with a decent budget. Because it was so good when it first came out, before Nexon started getting all money grubbing with it. But I suspect that if Nexon pulls support, we're not going to see any updates and things, so that would be really worrying. Omar Devilboy, add you to the sub battle. Okay, we're gonna hold on. Everybody just has to wait a second. We're gonna officially move into the sub battle section, and then I am gonna start writing everybody's name down on the list. You're pleased with people other than Japanese are playing this game. Yeah, it seems like right now the global players make up the majority, which is concerning. Yeah, Brown's doing the same thing as you, Neon. Yeah. Arcadean has betrayed the beauty of shares for the OP Warlord short. No, because look, there she is. Yes. You don't think I'd give up on Share, do you? She works so well with Warlords. I have a whole bunch of Warlords decks that use Share. Okay, so, whew. All right. Chat is so busy. It's fantastic, but I'm finding it difficult to keep up. All right, so now we will officially move into the sub-battles. So, for everybody who doesn't know what the sub-battles are basically if you want to have a fight with another person in the chat, put your in-game name into the chat and let me know what round you want to fight in. Round 1, round 2, or round 3. Then you will fight with somebody else in the chat and I will spectate and commentate your battle. When do the subs start, Darius? They start right now. Okay, so round 1 is the old man modifier. That means that you can run whatever deck you want, but it cannot be a gimmick, no gimmicks. But you have to use the old man hero. So first of all, who wants to get involved in round 1? Why does Share work good with the Warlords? What's the strategy? The strategy with the Warlords is you really want to get up to level 2 as quickly as possible. So generally you will outpace your opponent in experience gain very, very quickly. So you can play the Share just before your opponent is ready to level up. Even if you are still only at level 1, that still provides them with a no-win scenario. They'll be forced to remove the Share or level up and just take her damage, which is, you know, a death sentence anyway. If they choose to remove the Share, then you level up and you manage to get there first. If they don't remove the Share, then you do a significant amount of damage to them and then you level up anyway. And the Warlords also do AoE strikes at the end of every turn, so a Warlord will basically wipe the enemy battlefield at the end of every one of their turns once they've transformed. So if you put a Share down onto the field, Warlords wipe out the battlefield, enemy have to play a creature unless they want the Share to also transform, and so on and so forth. Kalpesh, you're up for a sub-battle. Any special rules today? Yes. So, the round 1 is an old man modifier. Any deck you want, provided it's not gimmick, but you have to use the old man hero. Round 2 is free-for-all. No rules, apart from no gimmick. Round 3 is restricted rules, which today I think we're going to say you cannot have more than one limited edition card in your deck. Boccaccio. Okay. Oh, you have new Bronco Boccaccio, yeah. Okay, so who wants to get involved in round 1, Old Man Modifier? So far we have George, otherwise known as Shinami, is signed up for round 1. Who else wants to get involved in round 1, Old Man Modifier? Let me know in the chat. Johan, nice strategy. You can try that. Yes, no, my pleasure. Bear in mind the Warlords are very, very advanced cards. They are not good for people who do not like to really, really, really think and plan. You have to have really, really good enemy prediction abilities. You need to have a really good grasp of tempo. They're really, really difficult to use effectively. But when you can use them effectively, oh my goodness, so nice. Brown, you're down for round 2. Good, good. I will put you down then, Brown. Dr. Cocktail, did I get a close look at Shadowverse? Yes, I played Shadowverse for about a week and I don't like it. Okay, what was that? Deadoripe is your player name. Okay, you have to tell me what round. Round 1, 2, or 3. Let's see. Yes, just need to buy one more pack and you totally broke, yeah. Kemerai, you'll play in the old man modifier. Nice, okay. Kemerai. Good, good. Matteo, you joined, but it's either Mabinogi or YouTube for you. That's such a thing. Daniel, you're going to go for the old man round 1. Good for you. That's what we like to see. People having fun with it. Dr. Cocktail, what are the rules for the old man challenge? The old man modifier is you can use any deck you want, provided it's not gimmick, but you have to use the old man hero. For anybody who doesn't know, I'll just quickly switch across and bring up the old man. Where is he? There we go. You have to use this hero. Okay, this is the modifier. Just checked Old Man is unlocked by playing 2 Masterclass duels. Well, it's not in Soul Link, but yes, 2 Masterclass duels. Oh no, 2 Masterclass duels in Soul Link. Ah, okay, all right. Well, that would explain why. Because then the Masterclass duel used to only mean the Soul Link, and now they've actually got an arena for it. Okay, so it's only in Soul Link Masterclass duels. That's a bit concerning. So, well, we'll do the Old Man modifier as much. But I thought he was easier to get a hold of because I've had him for like over a year now. We'll see. Kalpesh, you're up for all rounds. That's what I like to hear. Okay, we'll put you down for both. Okay, we'll just do round 1 and round 2 for now. I'll sign up everybody for round 3 at the end once we're done with these first 2 rounds. Omar, add you for round 2. Okay. Devil Boy, added to round 2. Good, good. Duck Shogun, Samurai Quack. Quack, quack. Nick, sign you up for a sub battle. Do you want round 1 or round 2, Nick? Round 1 is Old Man modifier. Round 2 is free for all. Did Genie actually get a nerf? No. No, she hasn't been changed. Mateo, he was easier to get before. Yeah. Yeah. I've had him for just forever. He never ever played Soul Link and you got him. Yeah, I forget what his thing used to be. Camera, you'll be up for round 1 and 2, but not 3. Okay, well, you're signed up for round 1 already, but I'll sign you up for round 2 as well. Camera. Okay, round 2's filling up well. We've only got 2 fights for round 1 so far. Nick's round 2. Okay. We can probably only get 2 more people in for round 2. Round 1 is still wide open. Anybody has the Old Man hero that you can see? Where is he? There. There. It's so difficult. I'm having to look at 3 different screens. This guy. If anybody has this guy and they want to get involved in the fight, in a sub battle, that's round 1. Come on, be brave, be bold, be sexy. Kalpesh, can I please repeat the rules? The rules for round 1 or the rules for the tournament? George, you're up for round 2 as well, or some more round 1s. Okay. All right, well, I'll put you down for round... You had that hero who seems unplayable. You'll try making good deck if there's a round 3. Dr. Goddell, the Old Man modifier is only round 1. Round 2 is free-for-all, no rules. And then round 3 is a different modifier. The Old Man modifier is only for round 1. Alvaro, can you join round 2? Yes, yes. Alvaro. Okay. Yeah, next, round 2 rules. Yeah, it's a free-for-all. No rules for round 2, except, as always, no gimmick. Round 2 will be just like normal sub-battles. Just run whatever you want. For today's sub-battles, Capish. Okay, so round 1 modifier is Old Man Hero. You have to use this guy, this hero, but you can use any deck. Round 2 is free-for-all. You can use anything you want. No gimmicks. And round 3 is restricted rules. Round 3 battle, you cannot have more than 1 limited edition card in your deck. You don't understand English at all, but you're expecting to see overseas players. Yeah, there's a lot of people from all over the world come to these live streams and do these fights. Neon, you're in for round 2 and round 3. Okay, we're not signing anybody up for round 3 yet, but I'll sign you up. Well, you're already signed up for round 2. I'm not signing anybody up for round 3 until we're finished with round 2. We'll have a small break at the end of round 2, and then I'll sign up everybody individually, because I suspect people are going to want to have their memories refreshed on the rule set and possibly create some unique decks or tweak existing ones. Where's my juice? Here's my juice. Okay. Johan, if you're going to play against someone, you have to close the stream, right? Don't think so. I don't know. It depends on you. It depends on your phone. Some people watch on their laptop and play on their phone, in which case you don't need to shut it down. But if you're watching the live stream on your phone and you're going to be playing Mabinogi Duel, yeah, you'll probably need to turn the stream off temporarily. Daniel, change you from round 1 to 2. You don't have the Old Man. Okay, that's a shame. So I'll put you down there. Okay, so round 2 is full now. Round 2 is full. Dr. Cocktail, you for round 3. Okay, we're not signing up for round 3 yet. Just round 1 and round 2. We'll sign up for round 3 later. Okay, so round 1 we have George versus Kemerai, and we have Kalpesh versus somebody. Francesco, what are we speaking about today? We talked about the tournament rules and timetable, schedule for the tournament, and now we're doing sub-battles. So there are going to be 3 rounds of sub-battles, and the first round is the Old Man modifier. You can see him here. Margin, sinister laugh, and hello, Margin. And so on and so forth. We're doing sub-battles. You think the old man's ability was -3 HP per turn, +1 attack to allied creatures when summoned. George, yeah, that sounds right to me. Latfung, new here, what does it mean by gimmick deck? Gimmick deck is a bit difficult to describe, but the general rule is that a gimmick deck is any deck that has 1 win condition and requires a dedicated counter. That's the general definition for a gimmick deck. That's his old abilities. Yes, that's what it used to be. What's George's IGN again? It's Shinami. You could see it down there. It's gone now. TSHINAMI. And Kemerai is Yellow Dragon Shinami, so you should be available. Francesca, you're welcome. Wait, that's you? Dun dun dun. Yep, now it's -2 HP every turn. Yep, there's always 3 enemy. Yeah, you can see it. Right there. I keep pointing at my actual screen. It's right there. Why isn't it pointing? It's up here now. Okay, so we need ideally 1 more person for the round 1 fight with the old man hero. Come on. Somebody be brave. Somebody be bold. Somebody use the old man hero to fight Kalpesh. I have a drink while you guys summon up your courage, gird your loins. Don't make me volunteer someone. Don't make me make you You're going to do it, Majin. You remember that modifier in the PvP arena during an event? Oh yeah. That was what, 2-3 months ago? Yeah. L only arena infinite slaps and pouts deck. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember that one. That was a nice one. Whippy, won an aging battle. Okay, so Whippy, you want to do the old man fight. Nice. And Brown, okay. And Husby. Wow, okay, awesome. So let's do Whippy versus Kalpesh and Brown versus F. Husby. Okay, that looks good. Oops. Don't know how I managed to misspell the name. I said it out loud and it's right there, but yeah. Okay. All right, so I think we'll go with that then. I don't see us getting more volunteers for the round 1. Okay, so round 1, Old Man modifier. You can use any deck, not a gimmick deck, but any other deck. But you have to use the Old Man hero, that guy. First fight is between H.O. George, otherwise known as Shinami, and Kemerai, otherwise known as Yellow Dragon. Second fight, Whippy versus Kalpesh. Third fight, Brown versus F. Husby. George, you got YD added long... Yeah, Yellow Dragon added long... Yep, good to know. Kemerai's the alternate name. Yes. Would you people stop using alternate names? Just one, everywhere. Somebody please give Kalpesh 10 gems. He will give it back to you. Margin, you have little time today, but still decided to pass by. A likely story. Okay, so Whippy and Kalpesh, make sure that each of you has the other added on the friends list. Brown and F. Husby, otherwise known as F. Hape, add each other. Well, you're doing that already. Nice. You made this Twitch account long ago, Kemerai. Oh, yeah. No. Then you should have called yourself Kemerai from Mabinogi Duel, shouldn't you? We have no sympathy. All right, it looks like everybody is added. I'm going to go back to Tina, otherwise I will forget that I moved it onto Old Man, and I'll get my buttocks handed to me in PvP. Neon, look at you. You're Neon all the way. Yes, you are. Congratulations, Neon. You are my favorite. All right, so first fight between Shinami and Yellow Dragon. Whenever you guys are prepared, ready, set, go. Neon 147. Yes. Implies there were 146 other people who wanted to be called Neon Works who got in there before you. Let me just keep refreshing this. Wait for Yellow Dragon and Shinami to start their fight. Weepy. It's Whippy, not Weepy. He's not crying. Okay, looks like the contenders are transferring into the fight. Let the best old man win, yes. Let's see who dies of a heart attack first. Alright, Shinami up at the top, Yellow Dragon down at the bottom. 2 mutants on Shinami's side, 3 on Yellow Dragons. Out comes the elephant. Okay, and they're taunting each other like crazy. Out comes Darius, you want to do round 1? We'll sign you up, but I don't know if anybody else wants to do the... I thought you said you didn't have the... Oh, no, somebody... It was Daniel, didn't it? Yeah, okay, well, I'll sign you up. I'm not sure if anybody else wants to sign up for it, but we'll see. They're just... Yeah, we always enjoy fights between Shinami and Yellow Dragon. They spend the entire battle just shit-talking each other with their in-game characters. Okay, so each of them is just taking an absolute pounding from old age. Truly, this is a battle of the ages, in a very literal sense. Shinami's winning so far in terms of HP, and each of them just keeps withering away. Out comes the Golden Garden Cat, the Summoning Commission, and the Hidden Spider. All 3 are getting activated at the same time. So that actually worked out very well for Yellow Dragon. Down goes the Elephant and the Golden Bomb Squad. Shinami takes a little bit more aging. Out comes the Temperature Myrna, +1. The SE card for today, or for this current week. Very interesting. Let's see if she survives. Probably should have done the Forest Fire first, but okay. Out comes Lynn and kills Myrna, of course. Francesco, you'll try to complete the TBT you buy BB. Is it possible? There's only like 2 cards in TBT that are any good, really. Maybe 3. Okay, so Yellow Dragon and Shinami continue to age horribly before our very eyes. Their life force ebbing away, their lives flashing before their eyes. Full of sheep and girls in kimonos, apparently. Shinami is considering his options and decides to go for a fireball. Yellow Dragon, more shit talking. Out comes the Hidden Spider once again. The Black Sheep not going to do a hell of a lot of damage, but a very good defensive card. Both players running a little bit low on resources. Shinami not doing too badly, though. Brings out the Kadir's Flying Sword to block the Hidden Spider. Majin, you're running off with now again, are you? Alright, don't let the wife find out. Shinami's tearing up. Out comes the Holy Missile, hammers into that poor Kadir's sword, and the Pan and Spider manage to get some shots off, another 2 damage, as Shinami's old age begins to catch up with him. What will he do? Will he be able to turn this around? Oh wow, he's got another +1 Myrna, this one the Gold Mutant, both SE editions. Somebody's a fan of Myrna. Very cool. Blocking the Hidden Spider, which is an interesting choice. And... now it's Yellow Dragon's turn. Yes, so let's see. Yellow Dragon charges up, skips a turn. Lynn! Shouts Pegasus. Yes, Lynn. We do enjoy her. Shinami is apparently tearing up, or tearing up, as his paper-thin skin begins to split beneath the stress of the situation. Yellow Dragon charges up once more, and will he bring out something else? No, he decides to charge a 3rd time, and he's going to let the Pan do a little bit of damage, the Hidden Spider do a little bit of damage. Now, this is a good situation for Shinami. If he can remove the Hidden Spider and keep it away from Myrna, he can deal a significant amount of damage to Yellow Dragon, taking him down almost within fatal range and healing himself back up in a major way. Are we going to see a Magic Missile? Discard into mana, Magic Missile? Maybe. No, charging up. Come on, you gotta have a removal spell. Surely something can do 6 damage. Come on. Golden Garden Cat, not a removal. Okay, but 2 blocks. The Myrna... oh, I see. It's whenever she kills a creature. Really? Opponent creature. I thought it was hero damage. I'm thinking of a different card. Never mind then. Good choice. Managed to get healed up. The Eagle does a certain amount of damage, but not a huge amount. The Command Hunter comes out, kills that Myrna, but the damage has already been done. Oh, Myrna's soothing touch has managed to restore Shinami's lost youth. Golden Garden Cat charges up a little bit more. The aging begins again for Shinami, and no attractive young women on the field to massage the blood back into his veins. So what will he do? He's got to really get rid of that Eagle. That Eagle's going to cause a significant number of troubles. Pegasus would love to learn and use the forest fire before. Yeah, probably should have used it after. But hey, let's see. Shinami charges and casts a firebolt spell onto the eagle. Yes, good, good. Okay, and the garden cat hammers into the sheep. Cat versus sheep. Like Old MacDonald's Farm crossed with Animal Farm. In fact, it's probably just Animal Farm. Don't know why Old MacDonald's comes into it. Never mind. Elephant comes out. An interesting choice, and more charging up. The hidden spider is still in the grave, but can't be summoned, even with the spells, because there aren't enough resources to summon it back out onto the field. Shinami discards into blue. Galimir, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you around. Deadpool, great match. I agree. I really like that double Myrna so far. And Yellow Dragon managing to hold on to the reins. Worried, of course, about resurrecting that grave, though. Those 7 cards in there. 8 cards now. Yeah, he can't revive out of the grave, or he's guaranteed to die next turn. Only leaves him with, what, 4 cards left in the hand. Phantom of the Wolf comes out. Interesting. That's going to cause the elephant to do a nice amount of damage to Shinami, taking the heroes, well, both players down to more or less the same amount of HP. Wow, back and forth, back and forth. Bennett, you won't be able to stay for long. You have an exam tomorrow and you have to start studying soon. Okay, well, you know, education's important. So good luck with that. Out comes the Forest Fire and another Myrna. Boom. Okay, so Myrna on the field. Shinami really does need to get rid of that. Ouch. Out comes the damage. And what will he do? He does decide to go for the revive. Now, that is basically a guaranteed kill on Yellow Dragon. Shinami now needs to do absolutely nothing, and Yellow Dragon will die to his own hero effect. So, yeah, quite interesting. He's going for the slap, though. That is bold. That is bold at level 3. That could very easily have killed him. Ooh, well done to both players there. A very good fight. Managing to keep that old man going. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. Well played. And cross those off. Excellent. Very good, guys. Very good. Do I want anything there? I don't want anything there. Goodbye. Goodbye. No. Sweet you, folks. The Deadpool getting a little bit south of the South United States, South Statesian? Can't say South American, can you? That slap, yeah. You thought the Forest Fire would trigger her healing HP effect, George. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. No, unfortunately, despite the description, yeah, it's only when she kills them. That's a shame. Good game, I agree. Well played, well played. Okay, next up is Whippy versus Kalpesh, and Intrepid is still waiting for somebody to challenge him for this round 1 fight as well. So, while Intrepid continues to wait for people to sign up for a fight against him, Whippy v Kalpesh. The rules are, as you remember, you can use any deck you want, provided that it's not a gimmick deck, but you have to use the Old Man hero. So, whenever you guys are prepared, ready, set, go. A little bit more drink. I'm going to run out of this really quickly. Looks like they're transitioning. When is going to be another tournament? This is not technically a tournament. Byron, hold on, there we go. This is not a tournament, despite what Kalpesh said in the tweet. This is just sub-battles. The actual official tournament is being held next week, 15th and 16th of April. If you want to get involved in it, stop by the Discord and sign up. I will send you the link now. So, I mean, I don't know who signed up and who isn't, but sign up on the Discord. Okay, so, interesting choice. All right, so the Arrow of Revenge, which causes, and Whippy counters with his own Arrow of Revenge. That little coward goblin is bouncing back and forth like crazy. All right, it's Genki's turn. Each of them just firing arrows at each other. The magic missile comes out, takes care of the coward goblin. And more damage. And another coward goblin comes out. Interesting. There was 146 Neon that you killed before you came the only one that's production name. That was a Jet Li movie. I remember that movie. Nice slaps Byron, I agree, yep. And the coward goblin continues to bounce around here, there, everywhere. That Arrow of Revenge and the old man damage thing is causing that poor guy to just run back and forth between battlefields. It's fantastic. Okay, so the leopard and the coward goblin are out. That coward goblin's not going to do anything, he's just going to keep jumping. Betrayal on the leopard, which causes a hidden spider to come out in front of the leopard. Arrow of Revenge flicks the coward goblin back onto Whippy's side, and it does deal some damage. Yeah, someone is a coward. Yeah, coward goblin. He's getting a real exercise, real good workout there. A lot of running. A lot of running. Okay, what can you do? A goblin bomb squad in front of the coward goblin. Interesting. And an elephant on the far corner. The coward goblin's not going to get blocked by that, though. He's just going to bounce to a different slot. There it goes. That will allow Kengi to deal some damage with it, though, so that's pretty good. It's a surprise to have many overseas people, Flapper. Yeah, I don't know why, but we have a lot of people from all over the world that are subscribed and come to these live streams. It's great. Okay, another Arrow of Revenge, bringing that coward goblin back onto his side of the field. Oh, these goblins ain't loyal. They ain't loyal. Alright, so that's going to do 4 damage, taking Kengi down to 3. So Kengi is basically dead in 2 turns unless he can pull this around somehow. I'm honestly surprised that I haven't seen anybody run full Potion of Restoration or anything like that. I was expecting that would be one of the big things. Oh, okay, he went for the Arrow of Wrench, and that's going to cause Kengi to die to his old man effect. Oh, Kengi dies of old age. His poor heart gives out. Kengi dead at 2008 years old of a heart attack. Congratulations to both players. Very well done. Very interesting decks. That coward goblin diving back and forth was just fantastic. Awesome. All right, well done to both players. Aged people are the hero difficult to treat. Yes, you need a lot. I'm surprised nobody's brought medicine. I really am. Okay. Aging good game. Rip heart attack. All right, next up is Brown versus F. Husby. And Intrepid is still waiting for somebody to challenge him to a round 1 fight. He died of a stroke. It's very tragic, it really is. Okay, so yes, next up is Brown versus Husby. When you guys are prepared, ready, set, go. Oof. Pimba. Is that Pumbaa's cousin? Died of a heart attack. Yes, gone, but not forgotten. You ready, Brown? Cool, cool. I see you're actually using the unique skin for the old man. That is awesome. All right, so spectating. Yosh. Okay, so Butts Nuts, otherwise known Brown versus F Hype. Brown using the special old man skin, which I honestly didn't know anybody had, because yeah. Okay, so Imp is played, Vampire comes out to immediately counter it, and some old age damage. So Hebe, hello, welcome to the stream. Alright, so the Imp plus the Magic Missile, that is going to kill the Vampire, and that is going to take Butts Nuts up, ready to level up. So, F-Hape takes a little bit more damage. George, old man got a skin. Yeah, it did. As far as I was aware, nobody aimed for it, because it was one of those, you have to pay for this kind of situations. And it's the old man who's going to who's going to pay for the old man. But Brown is a collector, so it makes sense in his case that he would have it. Ooh, Notira's Needle, nasty little counter to that Kadir's Flying Sword. The Imp gets a shot off, and the old man's damage comes off onto F-Hape. Chooses to level up before it takes any more damage, which is the wise choice. Brown does the same thing, and both players are at more or less the same HP, more or less the same resources. Eagle comes out and deals with that Imp, who more than paid for his cost with the amount of damage he managed to output, which is fantastic. A lot of which national people will there be for participants? Much of this meat Flapper. Honestly, it's all over the place. The largest sort of single group of people is Americans, where 24% of people who view this are Americans, but the other 76% are from everywhere else. Skeleton and Lynn comes out onto the field. Q Pegasus squealing like a little girl in delight. It's Professor Dumbledore, actually. Yeah, it does look very much like a wizard, doesn't he? Death Sentence comes out and deals with the persona Lynn. Skeleton still left out onto the field. Nothing in F-Hape's resources that can really deal with that. Automata Turk, interesting choice. Very interesting. Let's see if that pays off. Brown doesn't have enough for a hunt or a command hunting, and there it goes. Boom. Yep, Pegasus squealing about the Lin as predicted. It's a good card. It really is. We love Lin very much here. Wind Clockwork. Zoe, and a White Moon Bunny, but it's too late. Well, White Moon Bunny's still good. Don't despair. Okay, so F-Ape is down at 5 HP now. He's got to deal with that skeleton, or it will deal fatal damage to him on the next round. He can't rely on blocking it either, and that's not going to help. Skeleton will do 6, but then F-Ape is going to take 2 damage off his ability. So, yep, he has to remove it, and he does. Good. Down goes the skeleton, and Brown takes 2 damage. Okay, so F-Ape not doing quite so well for resources now. Had to use up a lot in order to counter that. Brown playing it kind of cautious. Drops the elf. Doesn't need to do any more damage than that in order to deal fatal. And F-Ape needs to answer it. Tries to answer it with a Garden of Life, which is quite interesting, but I would be surprised if Brown didn't have a magic missile ready to go to get rid of that Garden of Life. Let's see. Or a Hellhound. That's, yeah. I mean, magic missile would still have been better idea, but hey. And then revives. Okay, so down goes the Garden of Life. If Ape's really got no way of answering both of those creatures, I don't really see how his resources could handle that. Charges up, seeing what he's going to get, but no. Notice you thought you'd see that 5-star card. You thought you'd see Nikoroa. Yeah, the problem is that she's very easy to remove. Anybody that packs like a Drag to Hell or something like that can remove her without any difficulty. She was only ever used in Gates of Hell decks, and even then she hasn't been seen there for a long time. Okay, Brown is charging up, being sportsman, and finishing the battle off without playing any unnecessary cards. And the elf manages to drive a sword through F-Ape's heart, finishing the battle before old age could do the job for him. Excellent, excellent. Dr. Cocktail Capture is the counter. Yeah, Capture would also be a decent counter to Nikoroa. Yes. Is it worth it to buy Beastkin Mino Dark for 1.5 million? No. If it was a Dark Beastkin Mino +1, then maybe if you were desperate. But even then, it's still pretty expensive. I got my Dark Beastkin Mino +1 for about 800,000. Very good fight to both Brown and F-Ape there. Excellently done. Interesting decks. Very, very well played on both players' sides. So, good. All right. A friend request from Siloa. Okay, well, I will always add anybody who sends me a friend request during a live stream. So, let's jump back in here. I got to find somebody who I don't recognize immediately or who doesn't send gifts and things like that. But, I mean, because the problem is I recognize everybody. Who do we remove? Who do we remove? A lot of these people were added last live stream, so I don't really want to remove them immediately. Let's see. Oh, this is difficult. I think everybody's been sending me gifts as well, so I can't even remove people for that. I can probably get rid of James Ark. I'm pretty sure he added me after a PvP fight, and I don't think you're in the live stream. If you are, let me know. Send me another friend request, and I'll re-add you. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, send me another one if you're around. And we'll add Siloa. Okay. Remove that test Arcadean guy. Seems shady. Yes. You'd like to hold such a meeting in Japan. The will has sprung. Yeah, I hear that, Flapper. Japan and Korea player base is dropping. It's very sad. Please don't delete you again, Johan. No, I just added you. It's fine. Dude, it's... What is that? You put the comma in a weird place. You mean 150,000. That's not where the comma goes. Yeah, okay, so if it's 150,000 Dark Beast... No, it's not... Dark Beast Kimino is pointless. Always go for the +1. Light +1 or Dark +1. There's no point in going for a normal Beast Kimino because he won't transform at level 3. Always go for the +1s. And yeah, put your comma in the right place. 150,000. If you put it after the 1, then it makes it look like 1.5 million. Okay. All right, so nobody else seems to want to sign up for round 1. So Intrepid, unfortunately, it doesn't look like you have anybody to fight with in round 1 with the old man fight. I'm sorry. But we will move on to round 2, and you are signed up for round 2. You signed up for a 5 versus Brown there, so that's okay. Let's see. Beast Camino Dog just 150,000. That is cheap, but it's a pointless card. So, DevCat needs a shop option where you can purchase more friends. Purchase more friends slots, maybe. Purchasing friends is a little bit weird. Instead of paying for one of those memberships to obtain more friends, yeah. Dr. Cocktail, third round. No, we just finished round 1. We're on to round 2 now. And then after round 2, I'll sign people up for round 3, because that's going to be a big thing. Sultan, you just got here. Well, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you around. Okay, so let's move into... Did you miss the sub-battles? Nope, we're doing the old man right now, Chingli, because you don't have the old man. I know, it's very sad. I'll make a better modifier for next week, something that everybody has. Okay. Yes, so round 2. Round 2 is already filled up, but round 3 is still available, but we're not doing sign-ups for round 3 just yet. We're going to get through round 2. Deadpool, you're going to sell your friendship for $200. Cheap at half the price. Okay, so in round 2, there are no modifiers. It's a free-for-all. The only rule is you cannot use a gimmick deck. The first fight is Nonus versus Neon. Second fight is Intrepid versus Brown. Third fight, Kalpesh versus Devil Boy. Fourth fight, Kemerai versus Nyx. Fifth fight, Alvaro versus Daniel. So make sure everybody has each other added as friends if you are fighting each other. Nonus and Neon, whenever you guys are ready, shout it out in the chat box, and then get set and go. Georgia fight in Trevor. Well, we've moved past that. Sorry, I didn't see that, but sorry, we're moving on. We're moving on. Johan, never see the price. I talk about the shop Beast Camino plus 1 for 800k. Never saw that in your life. Well, it's unfortunate. You have to go now, Hasby. Okay, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. You still hope you gave up on getting Ilagressa. You wasted too many gems. That's a shame. But you should be able to get her for fairly cheap. People don't really like her too much. Dr. Cocktail, I've noticed you, Dr. Cocktail, but you haven't signed up for round 1. You want to sign up for round 3, and we're not doing that yet. So Heave, you got all cards except Ilagressa. I got all the cards now. I'm happy about that. Yeah, Dr. Cocktail, you wanted to be signed up for round 3, you said. So we're waiting until round 2 is over before we sign up for round 3. Jesus, hello. Welcome to the stream. There we go. Neon versus Nonus. There we go. Good. Okay, so Nonus, otherwise known as New Chicken, up at the top with what looks like 4 mutants in his deck, and Neon at the bottom with 3. Out comes a gold leopard cat, immediately murdered by a surprise attack. Out comes a leopard. Is Nuke using his Catopolis deck. I can write it, but I can't say it. Chengli, where can you find a list of all heroes with a name, picture, and achieve condition? I'll tell you in just a second. Nyx, your opponent is Kemerai, otherwise known as Yellow Dragon. Yeah, it looks like No Chicken is using his Catocalypse. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Catocalypse decks, yes. Catpocalypse. That's fine. So this should be quite interesting. I'm just going to quickly... Alright, so Drag to Hell comes out. That's going to deal with the Bomb Squad, which is going to deal with the Leopard, and then the other one deals with the other Leopard, which is very nice. Well, let's see. Neon charges up, and out comes more kitty cats. And another Leopard Gold variant, which is pretty cool. Okay, Cheng Li, I'm linking the Wikia If you click on the hero you want to know how to unlock, that'll give you the acquisition conditions. Out comes the flame emission and takes care of all those poor kitty cats. A real Shere Khan thing going there as the leopards run off with their tails on fire. Let's see. Okay, Nuke Chicken charges up, trying to regain a little bit more resource parity, and then drops a leopard cat -1. So many kitties. Playing very, very aggressively is Nuke, which is always interesting to see. Neon levels up to level 3 and tosses out a holy missile, which does take care of the kitty cat. Nuke Chicken ready to level up now, is he? I can't quite tell. No, not quite yet. Now ready to level up, and that he does. Leopard is on the field with 9 HP. Fairly easy to remove, but at this point Neon must have used up basically all of his removal spells. So let's see how he responds to this onslaught of kitty cats. With a gold rush. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Didn't get an awful lot of gold off that, but every little bit helps. Charges up into light, and will he remove the kitty cat, or is he going to let that 6 damage come through? Darius. You're intrepid, right? You're versus Brown. He does let the kitty cat damage go through. Nuke Chicken charges up, trying to regain some resource parity, and it's all going into darkness, which is quite unfortunate for him. Wow, 14 darkness resources and basically nothing in gold in nature. That has got to be rough. Neon discards into darkness, building up towards a card, I assume, because this doesn't seem like a Stone Curse deck. Wow, City Rat gold +1, Spray Rats deck +1, there he goes. Spray Rats coming on out. So many rats. Rats for days. And unfortunately for Nuke Chicken, darkness doesn't really have any solid removal options. If he had like a Dark Ice Spear, that would be an option, but interesting. Increases darkness resources. What is he going for? He already has 1 billion darkness resources. Gates of Hell, Nuke. We said no gimmicks. I understand that it's just cats, though, so perhaps it's okay. It's like the only time I've ever seen a Gates of Hell deck that does not technically count as a gimmick, because all it's doing is summoning cats. That is weird, but I like it. Alright, so Neon is going to revive out of the grave and remove one or two of these cards, I suppose, maybe? Charges up. Let's see. Hellcat deck. That goblin, yeah. That one little goblin ruining your cats. So the city rats just hammer into all of the little kitty cats. This is not gimmick, this is flavor. You're in flavor country now. Loser returns to cat, although I'll never turn into one, says Nuke Chicken. Talking smack to all those rats. I mean, technically, Nuke should win here. It's a cat versus rat deck. Oh, man. Darius, what is Brown's IGN? It's butts nuts. B-U-T-Z-N-U-T-Z. Neon's charging. Nobody really seems to know what the hell is going on here. He's just charged now, getting those resources. His cats are basically going to kill everybody now. One of his rats is going to die to that Goblin Bomb Squad, though, so that's good for Nuke. And down go all the poor little kitties. Immediately replaced with another leopard cat, and a charge. Okay, so they're just going to block off there. A Beastkin Jane smack into the middle. Flame emission comes out, and I think the rats may have beaten the cats. That is horrifying. That is horrifying. So that is what, 28 damage coming out there? So much pain, so much pain. Fair amount of pain coming out onto Neon Works side as well, of course. I mean, that's a -4 HP because of the rat's effects. Out comes the Black Cat. Nuke not, just throwing his rats out there in order to sacrifice them. Just go for it, and that's basically it. The rat, of all things, will land the finishing blow onto Witch Cheshire. How ironic. How ironic. Well played to both players there. Cats versus rats, and it did not turn out the way you would expect. Oh man, good game, and fun decks. That's always what we like to see. Excellent. Okay, so Nuke versus Neon. Alliterative as well. Very well played on both player sides, and very interesting decks on both player sides as well. Oh, bestial fruit, Scamcat. No, thank you. Thank you. I don't have like 12 of those things. It's ridiculous. Rats fight back. Yeah. Yeah, the whistle rats. A gift from Siloa. Thank you, Siloa. I appreciate it. That's going to go towards more cards, which go towards more videos. Okay, second fight. Intrepid versus Brown. When you guys are prepared, shout it out in the chat, and then ready, set, go. Okay, there's Brown. And I don't see Intrepid actually online. Hopefully he'll pop in. Everybody else, have a break. Have a Kit Kat. There's so many people online right now. Good, Brown's ready. Is Intrepid, Intrepid, are you ready? I don't actually see you online unless I'm missing it. I mean, if Intrepid's not on right now for whatever reason, then we'll have to jump past the Brown Intrepid fight and come back to that later. But we'll see. Because I'm pretty sure I have Intrepid on my friends list. It would be weird if I didn't. We'll see. Keep an eye on Butts Nuts anyway. Oh no, I do have Intrepid. There it is. Good. Okay, here we go. And it begins. Okay, so Butts Nuts at the top, Intrepid down at the bottom. 3 mutants and 2 mutants, respectively. Intrepid immediately discards a card into nature, so Ambush Vine or Hidden Spider is a strong possibility. Skeleton comes out, no Ambush Vine, so it looks like it's a Hidden Spider. So Butts Nuts needs to bear that in mind if he decides to go for a removal spell. It needs to be, bear in mind that they'll summon a spider. So let's see, Intrepid is thinking about it. And decides to drop a Golden Garden Eagle. Interesting choice. Immediately eliminates the skeleton, but with such low HP, it can be removed by literally any removal spell in the game. Let's see if Brown has such a removal spell in his hand that he feels like using. He does. Holy Missile comes out and takes care of that Golden Garden Eagle, which is a good resource trade for Brown, as it removes the Eagle for 2 cost less than Intrepid spent on playing it. So let's see. Intrepid is ready to level up, but will he play a creature? He does. He plays a creature, forcing Butts Nuts to either answer it or level up and take the damage and the Garden Cat's ability. The Garden Cat's ability activates, and it does increase the resources by 2 because gold was at 4 at the time. Interesting. All these cats from hell, says Ladvong. Yes. Yes, hell cats. So, Butts Nuts has to really answer that Golden Garden Cat. That universal resource generator can really build up, and he does. He answers it with a Firebolt, an even resource trade, which does summon that Hidden Spider. So, will he deal with the Hidden Spider? He does not. Butts Nuts chooses to charge up instead. Going to take that 4 damage off the Hidden Spider. It's no big deal, but it could turn into one, perhaps. Let's see. Intrepid playing a little bit aggressively there. Decides to drop a leopard onto the field to back up the Hidden Spider. Now, Butts Nuts does have enough for... Oh, interesting. A gold +1 Beastkin Jane. Okay, let's see. And a Kadir's Templar. Interesting choice. Okay. So that protects Jane from targeted removal spells, and I do enjoy the artwork for this Jane. It's very, very cool. So that's going to protect Jane from targeted removal, but it won't protect her from untargeted removal like command hunting. So let's see if it works. Intrepid is thinking about it. Can't drop a creature in front of Jane, unfortunately, so the command hunting wouldn't actually kill. Yeah, so this is a bit of an awkward situation, actually. You can cast a spell on Jane in order to turn her back to normal and cause her to deal damage to Bloodsnuts. Chooses to not go for that. Goes for the surprise attack, which obviously kills the Kadir's Templar because of the pull ability. Chooses to drop a Barbarian instead of doubling into the Jane. Just... oh, interesting. Kadir's Guillotine. Well, alright, alright. So that's going to activate at the end of the turn, and that is going to kill the Hidden Spider. Boom, down it goes, and it's a pretty effective block against that Barbarian. However, Intrepid does have enough for a hunt removal if he chooses to do so, which will weaken Kadir's Guillotine enough that the Barbarian can kill it. A drop into light in order to charge up for the flame emission, just going straight for that flame emission in order to deal the fatal damage. Nicely played on both play sides. Very interesting, very interesting. Bold early start play with the Golden Garden Eagle on Intrepid side, and a very interesting Kadir's Templar Guillotine Gold Jane +1 combination by Brown. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. You can't kill Jane with command hunting in beast form. Yes, you can. Intrepid versus Brown. Finished. Good, good. You can kill her with command hunting in beast form, but you need to have her either transformed so you can play a creature in front, or a creature needs to already be in front. But if you are at level 3, you can cast a spell onto her, transform her, place a creature in front, and then go on from there. And I mean, if she's weak enough already, then command hunting will finish her off because it's not targeted. Is there a deck which forces your opponent to use his resources constantly? There's no deck that does that in particular, but what you're talking about is tempo. Tempo is built around the concept of forcing your opponent to attempt to keep up with you, and if they don't, then they lose. And a large part of that is manipulating your opponent's resources, or forcing your opponent to use resources where they otherwise would choose not to, ideally. Okay, next fight is Kalpesh versus Devil Boy. So, let's see. Yep. Both are online and ready. Good, so whenever you guys are prepared... Daniel Alvaro still hasn't accepted your friend request. Ooh, well, let's hope he does it sometime in the next 2 fights. So, Kalpesh and Devil Boy, when you guys are ready, go. Let's go, Devil Boy. Alright, what we got? Kengi versus Devil Boy. Just wait for them to transition. Alright, looks like they're transitioning now. Good, good. Johan, could I show you a good tempo deck? Yeah, sure. Just remind me... Here we go. Remind me at the end of round 2. We'll be having a little break while everybody prepares their specific decks for it anyway, so I'll show you some tempo after that. Okay, so Kengi starts out, drops a nature card into the grave, Ambush Vine or Hidden Spider are the general go-tos for that. Actually, we know exactly what it is because he hasn't hidden his cards, so we know exactly what he dropped, but I won't say it out loud because unless Devil Boy might be listening in, and that wouldn't be very fair. Okay, so Elephant comes out, Skeleton +1. Interesting. Not a card you generally see, but okay. Pretty interesting to see it being played. All right, not dropped in front of the Elephant because he wants to get that 6 damage off and doesn't really care about the 2. So Kengi blocks off that Skeleton +1 with a Goblin Bomb Squad, an even resource trade, so a good counter. Let's see how Devil Boy responds. Discards Nature into the Grave. It could be Hidden Spider, could be Ambush Vine. Given the structure of the deck, I would assume Hidden Spider is more likely, but you never know. Could even be a Cocoon deck, Cocoon Trap, but that's seen a lot less. Snake Tamer Nicholas comes out at level 1, bold move. And on the left-hand side of the snake, which is also very unusual. Normally you play it on the right-hand side of the snake to protect it from flame emission. Hidden Spider, as predicted, comes out when Nicholas goes down. That snake, unfortunately, is going to die to the Elephant, and it's not going to activate its ability because Nicholas is no longer on the field. Bluesy Floozy comes out, drops an air bomb, and moves over to the left. Some very bold early game plays here by Kengi, really pushing his opponent strong from the start. Let's see, Devil Boy levels up to 2 and allows the Hidden Spider to hammer through. Kemerai, all those worn cards, yes. Gengi's more interested in dueling than collecting. Is Swamp Spider worse than normal Spider? No, they're basically the same. Most people go for the Hidden Spider over the Swamp Spider because it's got more HP as opposed to defense, and people generally prefer HP to defense because you can kill a Swamp Spider with a Noterious Needle or a Paralyzing Bullet, and you can't do that with a Hidden Spider. But either one is fine. Kinky hasn't been taking care of them. Okay. Let's see. So Devil Boy is considering it, charges up. He's got a good amount of resources, and he's using them to a good effect here with a Hellhound in front of Bluesy Floozy, weakening both cards. Unfortunately, not quite enough to let the Hidden Spider get the immediate kill off onto the Elephant, but still more than enough to deal with it in the next turn. Command Hunter comes out, frees up the space for Bluesy Floozy to land her shot, and Devil Boy is put into another awkward situation. Can't cast a spell, otherwise it'll kill the Hidden Spider and do a lot of damage to himself. Goes for the Goblin Chieftain. Interesting play. Drops the Goblin in front of the Bluesy Floozy, basically just a temporary block. Hidden Spider deals with that Elephant, and Bluesy Floozy currently is sort of blocked off by that Goblin. Kenki can't remove the Goblin without casting something like a, well, I was going to say Flame Emission, but I suppose, yeah, Betrayal works. Okay, here it comes. Yes, the Arrow of Revenge plus the Bluesy Floozy lands the finishing blow. Very aggressive deck there from Kenki. You can see his resources extremely low there at the end of that battle, but it paid off. Interesting decks on both player sides, and very well played on both player sides as well. Congratulations to both duelists. What has everybody been saying? The problem with Klaus's Noterious Needle is becoming more popular alongside with Paralyzing Bullet. You mean Nicholas? Not Klaus? Klaus is different. Why does DevCat ever nerf Bluesy Floozy? Because she's not that good, honestly. She's fine, but she's not amazing. Yeah, just throw a strong HP creature in front of her and let her chip her. Or just use removal spells. Her Air Bomb doesn't do that much damage. Or a Goblin Bomb Squad, yeah. Goblin Bomb Squad solid. And yeah, as I say, I mean, you can't just use a removal spell on her. I mean, the Air Bomb hurts a little bit, but not that much. Certainly it hurts less than it would hurt if you let Bluesy Floozy live. Put it that way. And the only thing that bomb would have killed would have been the Hidden Spider, and it doesn't matter if he goes back into the grave, you just leave him there and he'll summon himself back out again later. Okay. Alright, so well played on both Cowpesh and Devil Boy's sides. Well done, guys. Well done. Thank God you're still in the top 10 in the new event arena. Congratulations, Jesus. Okay, next up is Kemerai, otherwise known as Yellow Dragon, versus Nyx Stalker. So, whenever you guys are prepared, shout it out in the chat, and then ready, set, goat. I'll make sure you guys are even online. It's Yellow Dragon and Nyx Stalker. Nyx Stalker, yeah, there they are, both up at the top. There we go. There we go. Kappa, you're just feeling too lazy to do PvP. Yeah, I know how you feel. Although in my case it's less laziness and more that I've just gotten really into Blade and Soul recently. Okay. We're just going to keep refreshing this until the two duelists are ready. Oh, looks like they're moved into transition. Good, good. Yep, they've moved into transition. Excellent. Alright, here we go. Nyx Stalker up at the top versus Yellow Dragon down at the bottom. Opening with a Kadyr's Flying Sword. A strong opening play by Yellow Dragon. Countered with the Magic Missile. No big deal. It's an even resource trade. It does put Nyx Stalker up a little bit further ahead in terms of experience. But that's not, it's not the end of the world. Yellow Dragon charges up. Gets his experience up as well and gains a little bit more resource. Out comes the Leopard. Interesting opening play by Nyx Stalker, not going for the defensive charge, going instead for the aggressive. And levels up. Yellow Dragon follows suit. George, Blade and Soul is quite a grinder. You gave up. Yeah, it's an MMO. They always are, though, aren't they? It seems pretty good so far, though. It doesn't seem... I mean, I compare everything to classic World of Warcraft, and Blade and Soul's grinding ain't classic World of Warcraft. Kadyr's Flying Sword on Nyx Stalker's side. Always nice to see that card getting some love. It's a very, very good 1-drop mana card. If anybody hasn't used it yet, definitely consider adding it to your deck in place of Imp or Black Spirit. Let's see, Yellow Dragon is considering his options here. That is 9 effective HP on the Cadir's Flying Sword and 4 on the Leopard. Out comes a Mana Magician Masked Field. Interesting. The Ana goes in front of the Cadir's Flying Sword, and the Ambush Vine comes out in front of the Magician. Now, the Ambush Vine is, in fact, going to kill that Magician. Or it's just going to get murdered immediately by the Command Hunting. So, no need to worry about it, I suppose. Whippy, is round 2 full? Yes, round 2 is full, unfortunately. But round 3 is wide open. And the Leopard and the Cadir's Flying Sword do a significant amount of damage. Ooh, out comes another Magician Masked Field, and he's snagged with a Cocoon. Well predicted by Nick Stalker there. And that does put Yellow Dragon into a very awkward situation. He decides to charge up to gain more resource parity, and the Elephant manages to kill the Leopard, although... Whoop, I was going to say the sword is going to kill the Ana, but nope, the Flame Mission is going to do that for him. Cadir's Flying Sword and the Ambush Vine managed to get 4 damage apiece off, doing 8 damage to Yellow Dragon, and that is painful. So Yellow Dragon charges up, trying to gain a little bit more resource. Unfortunately, nothing going into mana or darkness for him, so he can't bring out either of his Magician Masked Fields. This is problematic. Nyx levels up and charges up, no point in playing anything. Because he has battlefield dominance, so instead he's going to try to build up as much resources as possible to answer any potential creatures or threats that Yellow Dragon may play. Yellow Dragon tries to block Nyx's Cadir's Flying Sword with his own Flying Sword. I don't see that working, unfortunately. Nyx has more than enough resources to remove that. The Elephant next to the Cadir's Flying Sword is going to help. It's going to make the Cadir's Flying Sword not vulnerable to a hunt. And out comes the, wow, Nature Hunter Frey +1. Very cool. I do like that card very much. And that's going to do death damage, thanks to her final round ability. Excellent. Very interesting use of Hunter Frey there as a kind of creature-based arrow of revenge on Nick Stalker's side. And Yellow Dragon, and very interesting double Magician Masked Field deck that just couldn't quite get off the ground thanks to that Cocoon Trap that snagged the second one. Still, very good decks on both player sides. Very well played on both player sides as well. Excellent. Very good. George, such a good read. Yes, yes. Well read on Nick Stalker's side. That's what you get when you get 2 veteran players tangling with each other. Yellow Dragon, you got to go now. Ah, okay. Well, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Okay, last fight of round 2. Alvaro versus Daniel. If you guys are ready, then just shout out in the chat box and then get into the fight. Ready, set, go whenever you guys are prepared. That's why you love Cocoon Trap, George. Yeah, it's a very, very solid counter. Very, very solid counter. Oops, I don't know why I'm switching over to message. Okay, so who is this? Alvaro versus Daniel. Okay, yeah, and while I'm thinking about it, if Alvaro and Daniel, you guys can both put your in-game names in the chat as well, just so I know exactly who I can make properly sure, let's put it that way, that I have you both added on my friends list, or at least one of you added on my friends list. Because everybody's using different in-game names and usernames and so on and so forth, and it's very difficult to keep all of that in your head whilst doing all of this spectating and commentating and stuff at the same time. So yes, if you can put your in-game names in the chat before you start fighting, if you can put your in-game names in the chat, just so I know that I've got you guys on my list. A person, Alvar. Okay, well, I definitely have you. And Atheraxia, yes, that's right. I knew, I had a very strong suspicion that I knew what Daniel's in-game name was. It's Atheraxia, so that's fine. Good. A person at the bottom, Atheraxia up at the top. An elephant immediately answered by the ambush vine. That elephant will kill the ambush vine before the ambush vine manages to kill the elephant, though. So, let's see how this goes. Atheraxia discards a card into the grave. All right. And it's a person's turn. Drops a level 1 garden cat. A bold play, given that Atheraxia has enough resources to remove it with nature. But let's see if he chooses to. He does, yes, there goes the hunt. An even resource trade, but it does put Ataraxia up to be able to level up to 2 next turn, meaning that he can get his level up off before a person can get his. So there goes Ataraxia's level up. The ambush vine does a little bit of damage, but no big deal. A person levels up, and the elephant kills the ambush vine, which gives a person a little bit more experience than his opponent. Both players doing very well for resources. Here comes a nature Grave Rats +1, and I was about to say, no doubt, a spray rats deck. Ah, these spray rats. Okay, that is only 3 rats out onto the field, though, and a person does have enough gold for a flame emission if he has that card, so that is a possibility, but he chooses to use a goblin shredder instead, dropping that out onto the field, and a goblin bomb squad in front of one of the other grave rats. An interesting use of gold there. Let's see, that does give a person more damage on the field than Ataraxia has. So let's see how Ataraxia responds to this. Unfortunately for Ath, most of the resources are in mana, so no obvious sort of AoE answer. Well, no sort of obvious removal answers beyond the standard AoE. Chooses to turn to Frog onto the Goblin Bomb Squad. The Grave Rat will kill that and will continue to hammer through. An interesting choice to go for, really, given that a person... Oh no, he's chosen to go for Natira's Needle. Okay, alright, good. Puts it up into darkness. Gets some of the resources back. A little bit of resource drain there on a person, 2 resources gone, and 2 HP on Ataraxia's side, thanks to the Grave Rat's ability. Let's see, though. A person has more than enough both light and nature resource to remove both of those creatures if he chose to. He chooses not to, though. Charges up, and Tina's ability activates and gives a little bit of health back. And here comes the Beatrice of Salvation, a very unpleasant card to have to deal with. Let's see how Ataraxia handles this situation. A person used +1. No, it's Ataraxia used. Well, somebody else used a... Oh yeah, you're not talking about a person as in the player. You're talking about somebody else earlier. Yes. Okay, out comes the Ice Spear. That is going to summon an Angel Area. Not such a great summon, and another Angel Area. Okay, so yeah, that's not brilliant. It's okay, but it's not brilliant. Summon something like a Nevia would have been a better summon off the Beatrice, but hey, 2 4 attack creatures, that's it's nothing to scoff at, and they do have 13 HP apiece, and no obvious answers for Ataraxia in terms of removal spells. Let's see. Neon, it was you. Yeah, I knew it was somebody. Yes. All right, Ataraxia is thinking about it, decides to level up and uses spray rats in order to create a larger blockade. Out come the nature grave rats +1. There they are. Not the greatest HP in the world, but then a person's creatures don't have the greatest attack value in the world. So let's see if this pays off. A person doesn't really have enough resources for any AoE removals here. So let's see. A person over. Oh, right. Okay, you're recommending that... well, it's not a person who's using the rat deck. It's Ataraxia who's using the rat deck. Okay. So the Angel Areas and the Elephants do a little bit of damage to the Grave Rats, but nothing in particular. Ataraxia still doesn't have enough resources really for solid removal spells. Discards into green. Can't think that he's building up to anything, so perhaps another ambush creature. Drops another one into green, so maybe he is charging up towards a hunt. She is charging up towards a hunt, and gets rid of the Golden Garden Cat thanks to the Grave Rat's ability. Yes, that's quite wise. You do really want to get rid of those Golden Garden Cats if you have the chance to. Let's see then. So the... what is that? 3 of the Grave Rats are going to go down. Ooh, okay, interesting. And there goes the middle one, thanks to that Goblin Shredder. So that's going to leave just 1 Grave Rat out onto the field for Ataraxia, and he won't have enough resources to cast another Spray Rats. So now he's in a lot of trouble. He's really got to block 2 out of those 3 creatures. Well, not even block. He's actually got to remove them. A person has enough resources for a hunt, or will have enough resources for a hunt next round, or next turn, so blocking with a creature won't work. Charging up twice Is he going for a sportsman-like finish, or is he hoping to get a lucky drop? No, he's going for a sportsman-like finish, which is always nice. Let's see if a person is also going to be a sportsman. Athraxia is squeeing. What was that? Loser will turn into a cat, although I'll never turn into one. A person charges. 2 more charges to be sportsman-like. Let's see. Nope, he decides not to be sportsman-like and kills off the last of the grave rats with a command hunting. Tut-tut, a person. Tut-tut. Unnecessary play. Not sportsman-like. Still, very well played. An interesting Beatrice deck on a person's side and an interesting Spray Rats deck on Atheraxia's side. Both players playing very well. Very close game as well. That could have gone either way. That really could have. Byron, can you have a duel with someone in here? Yes, you absolutely can. That was the last fight of round 2, so we are going to take a short 5 or 10 minute break now, and then we will do round 3, and that will be the last round of fights. So round 3 is another modifier round. The modifier is that you can use any hero you like, but your deck cannot contain more than 1 limited edition hero, limited edition card, okay? So you cannot have more than 1 card from any of the collaborations, including EXT and SIH. Okay, so you can have a Bluesy Floozy if you want, but you can't have Bluesy Floozy and Euripides, something like that. Okay, so just your connection. I'm glad it's your connection, not mine for once. Alvaro, your deck was actually my Snake Tamer deck but modified. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right. So who wants to sign up for round 3? I know that a lot of people were talking about it, but who actually wants to sign up for round 3? 2 gifts from Zerathil. Wow, 15 gems. Thank you, Zerathil. I really appreciate that. Okay, Byron signing up for round 3. Boop. Who else? Who else? Sultan, you're up for the next round. Good, good. George, is CGC included? Well, CGC isn't limited edition, so you can have as many CGC cards as you like. But you can't have, you know, Bluesy Floozy and Scathach, or Sophocles and Segi, and nothing like that. You have to keep it to just 1 at most limited edition card. George and Neon and Kalpesh. Okay. George, Neon, Kalpesh versus somebody. Okay, let's see. Have I missed anybody? Alvaro, can you join round 3? Yes, absolutely. I'll put your name down. Alvaro, okay. So, Sultan, George, Alvaro, Byron's already signed up. Neon signed up. Kalpesh is signed up. Okay. All right. So far we have Byron versus Sultan, then George versus Neon, then Kalpesh versus Alvaro. Dr. Cocktail signing up as well. Good, good. All right. Good. Okay. Who else wants to sign up? This is a limited edition modifier. You can only have a maximum of 1 limited edition card in your deck. Limited edition is anything from the collaborations, C1, C2, CLO, TBT, BLZ, and the EXT and SIH. You cannot have more than 1. Of course, you don't have to have 1. If you want to run a deck that doesn't have any limited edition cards in it, then that's also fine. But maximum of 1. Daniel, you got to sleep 11 p.m. there. Okay, well, pleasant dreams, and thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Okay, so we still need at least 1 more player. Somebody to go up against Dr. Cocktail. What is this? I don't want any of that. Thank you, Scamcat. Oh, and Johan wanted an example of a tempo deck. So while people are thinking about whether or not they want to sign up for round 3, I'll just jump into a tempo. Actually, this is a tempo deck. Surprisingly, it's quite an aggressive tempo deck, but it is a tempo deck. So you can see that I have a bunch of cards that are 1 cost from every single camp, and then a bunch of 2 cost cards again. from all the camps except for gold, because you don't. This particular deck doesn't require it. And then I have a bunch of 3-cost cards, and then I have one slightly more expensive end answer card. The idea being that this will allow me to manipulate my opponent's resources. If they don't play creatures, then I can drop stuff like Share or Elephant of my own in order to provide pressure. And if they do drop creatures, I can kill basically anything that they choose to drop. Johan, you would like to sign up. Okay, I will add you there. Johan versus Dr. Cocktail. Good, good. Okay. Dr. Cocktail, you want to sign up twice. Dr. Cocktail versus Dr. Cocktail. No, now it's Dr. Cocktail versus Johan. Good, good. So yeah, this is an example of a tempo deck. A very quick tempo deck because it specializes in 1, 2, and 3 cost drops. The 4th is just there for the rest of it. I think I also have... This is also tempo. This is tempo control variant. Again, you can see I have 1 cost drops from every single camp, and I'm doubling up in one of them. In 2 of them, in fact, actually. Arrow of Revenge is really, really good for tempo decks. Because what it means is if you play a creature and they don't play a creature, you can play Arrow of Revenge, and the damage from your creature plus the Arrow of Revenge will allow you to level up to level 2 immediately. But this again also has answers for just about anything between the Command Hunting, the Notira's Needle, the Holy Missile, Turn to Frog, Eagle, and Vampire. You're pretty much well answered. But this one specializes more in mid to late game than early game. You're welcome, Johan. If you need any more examples of anything, just let me know. There's no sort of like set thing for tempo. Nobody can tell you, oh, a tempo deck always has this and always has this and always has this. But a tempo deck is one that allows you to dictate the flow and the pace of the battle. You know, people will level up when you want them to level up. They will use resources or have resources wasted when you choose that. That's basically the rule. Okay, I'll just make a quick note about these names. So I have... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have everybody so far. Okay, so anybody else... does anyone know the transformation name for the EXT Angelic Machine? What do you mean? Do you mean what it transforms into or what it transforms from? I'll look it up quickly. Actually, I don't need to look it up quickly. I can just do this, can't I? Yeah, it's Angelic Machine, and then it's the transformed version is just called the Transformed Angelic Machine. Jesus, giving an example of a tempo deck. I'll just look at that. Actually, Bluesy Floozy. Leopard, Caduceus, Flying Sword, Holy Missile, Skeleton, Arrow of Revenge, Goblin Shredder, Fiery Zealot, Mukro, Drag to Hell, Flame Mission, Hellhound, Bluesy Floozy. Yep. That's also a tempo deck. Yes. Okay. Johan, you're going to build a deck back in a couple of minutes. No problem. George transforms into... Yeah, just called the transform. I'll link it for you. There you go. Yeah, Angelic Machine into Transformed. I think I don't even think I needed to do that. I think I may have the Angelic Machine. Where is it? No, I don't. Maybe I have it on my other account. I don't know. No, those are the only EXT cards I have. Wah. I'd like to get my hands on Beatrice, but... Well, she's SIH, but... Yeah. Be nice. Oh, well. Okay, so far for round 3, restricted modifier, we have Byron versus Sultan, George versus Neon, Kalpesh versus Alvaro, and Dr. Cocktail versus Johan. If anybody else wants to get involved in the round 3 battles, comment in the chat box and leave your in-game name. The help function doesn't tell you. The help function should tell you. They, because they have the related thing now, as an example. It'd be weird if it didn't give the doodad. Where's my thing? Nope, that's a different Warlords deck. So I mean, yeah, you go in here, you go into help, and then you go into related card, and it should show you the transformed version. Isn't an elf put in the deck? Flapper well for tempo. You don't have to. You can if you want, but it doesn't have to be an elf for tempo. It's a good card, though. Alright, so nobody else wants to get involved in round 3. That's fine. That's fine. We might actually finish on time for once today. While we're waiting for everybody to get ready, adding each other and getting their decks prepared, if anybody has any questions about the tournament, let me know. We've got the brackets sorted out now. We've got the scheduled timetable sorted out now. So if anybody wants to get involved, either in a planning or in a dueling capacity, and has any questions, let me know. George doesn't have the related button. Weird. Well, anyway, I sent you the link in the chat, so you should be able to read up on the effect. It's not a good effect. I remember I was having a conversation with somebody. Hui just subscribed. Thank you, Hui. I appreciate that. Yeah, who was I? I was having a conversation with somebody like last month about the transformed angelic machine. They've been running some tests. And the thing where it says deals damage equal to the amount of energy randomly either to creatures or the hero means that it can actually hit you as well. No, so you want to do a random rental deck fight if possible. Yeah, alright, well I'll mark that down. If we have time, I'll mark that down. There we go. If we have time at the end. You weren't even here for the tournament details, Alvaro. Would you like me to go over them again? Just let me know. Sultan, you're ready to go? Good. All right. Byron, are you ready to go? Don't fight yet. Just let me know if you're ready to go. What's the other Warlords deck I was building? You may have scrapped it. There's some old ones in there. George, you're ready to go, or are you thumbing up the fact that it's the transformed angelic machine is a nightmare card that can kill you? Alvaro, no, it's no problem, Alvaro. Okay, so I mean we're waiting for Byron to get back to us anyway. All right, so I'm just going to read straight from the pinned message on the Discord. Good. Okay, so yes, the pinned. For everybody who doesn't know, if you want to get involved in all this stuff, just head to the Discord. If anybody wants the link, let me know. The rules are, number 1, only Generation 1 to FOD cards are allowed. That means Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, WNB, and FOD. You're not allowed CGC cards. They're too new. The P versions are fine. So G1P, G2P, that's all fine. Number 2, no collaboration cards. So no C1, C2, CLO, TPT, BLZ, and no EXT or SIH cards are allowed. Number 3, no duplicate cards. So you can't have Elf and Elf, but you also cannot have Elf and Elf +1. That counts as a duplicate. And cards like Elf and Elephant also count as duplicates because they're basically the same card. Number 4, you must have at least 5 creatures in your deck. That's to stop heavy control decks from dominating. And the last rule is no gimmick decks. You can bring 1 deck to the tournament that has to have at least 12 cards inside it and an extra 4 cards in your sideboard. And you can switch those cards in and out of your deck between each fight as you choose. Byron, you're ready as well. Good. Okay. So yeah, and that's the basic rules. Alvaro, if you want to sort of learn about all of that stuff in way more detail, just head to the Discord. Okay, so Byron and Sultan, whenever you guys are ready, get set, goat. I mean, I'm assuming I have you both added. Because I'm like 90% sure the Byron is Galliamir, and I know I have Galliamir added. Warp, warp. I'm not seeing it though. That's weird. Unless they have removed me from their friends list, in which case we won't be able to see this. Oh, there's Gallimir, good. Just turning on the phone, maybe. Good, good. Alright, looks like they're transitioning. Good, and here we go. Alright, Gallimir versus Rafir. No mutants on Rafir's side and 3 on Gallimir. Gallimir discards immediately into nature, so Ambush Vine or Hidden Spider is the obvious choice. It is not Ambush Vine, nor is it Cocoon Trap. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out. A solid round 1 play. Now, does Gallimir have a Holy Missile or Magic Missile ready to go? Well, the Holy Missile wouldn't even work, actually, would it? Never mind, it's got to be a Magic Missile. Does not. It goes for the Command Hunting. An expensive choice, but it does put him in the lead XP-wise. Golden Garden Cat comes out, which is a solid play by Rafir. He's pretty sure that Gallimir doesn't have the resources or the spells to answer it beyond a surprise attack, and that does remove a lot of Gallimir's resources now. Out comes the Skeleton Knight. Ooh, that is going to be basically impossible to remove. There's no point in even trying, and Gallimir knows that and decides to level up. Skeleton Knight does a little bit of damage, nothing too crucial. And now Gallimir has the chance to answer it. Answers it with a Skeleton Knight of his own, mana variant. Very cool. And that will kill the enemy Skeleton Knight first. Gallimir discards again into nature, so let's see. Turn to Frog comes out. Ouch. That's unpleasant for Gallimir. That's going to counteract his Skeleton's ability, but it does bring the Hidden Spider out onto the field. Golden Garden Cat comes out and is immediately cocooned. Very nice, very nice. That means that the Hidden Spider is going to kill it if it is left unchecked. Both players being quite aggressive with their resources here, not doing phenomenally well for keeping a hold of them, but each of them answering the other very, very effectively. So, Rafir, struggling a little bit in terms of mana and light, although he's got a good amount of darkness, and decides to use it to drop a skeleton on the far left. The Skeleton Knight hammers into the Golden Garden Cat, who puts 2 light resources into Gallimir's pool. Gallimir discards into the grave again. That'll almost certainly be the Cocoon Trap. Out comes the Mukro. The Hidden Spider deals with the Cocoon Trap. Golden Garden Cat deals with the Skeleton Knight. Very effective. Nicely played. Nightmare comes out, ooh, and is Cocoon Trap. That is what we called, unfortunately. And Rafir levels up to level 3. Gallimir can now follow suit, although is struggling by dropping behind by 18 hit points, unfortunately. Out comes the Holy Missile, takes care of that skeleton. The Hidden Spider and the Golden Garden Cat begin to even out the resources a little bit more. Rafir revives from the grave, deals a little bit of damage to himself, but nothing to Gallimir, despite the ability, because Gallimir has no creatures in the grave. Rafir discards into light. Is he charging up towards something? He is. Okay, down goes the Golden Garden Cat, which is a necessary kill. You cannot leave that little guy out and doing what he does. Deadpool, love my commentary skills. Thank you so much. George impressed with the reads. Yes, some very good reads going on both players' sides. The Holy Missile comes out, takes care of that cocoon before it can evolve, and the Hidden Spider is left ready to attack. Gallimir charges up in order to regain a little bit more resource parity, and it goes into light, which is fortunate for him. 4 more damage off, and the HP begins to even out. Rafir discards into darkness. He's building up for something. It's another Skeleton Knight. Now, Gallimir does have enough for a Mukro, but there's not much point in using it at the moment because he would need to really double down on that. It would need to be a Mukro plus a removal. There's not really much point. So he goes for the elephant instead. If the elephant survives next turn, that means almost certainly the Mukro is going to come out and deal with that Skeleton Knight. So let's see if Rafir blocks that. He does. Out comes the Firebolt, clearing the path for the Skeleton Knight and preventing that Mukro combo from going off. However, that does mean that Gallimir now has enough there for a command hunting. If he decides to drop something into the middle, he can command hunt the Skeleton Knight. That will transform it into a skeleton, so it's not ideal, but it's not... interesting. Okay, so Nicholas comes out. That's a good play. Protected from flame emission. Not that that's really a threat. Rafir could have a light flame emission, but it doesn't seem very likely in the deck that he's running. Golden Garden Cat comes out in front of Hidden Spider, and that is going to kill the Hidden Spider. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out on the far left-hand side. Rafir is just playing all his cards right now, just hoping that he can just destroy Gallimir before Gallimir can do it to him. Let's see. Skeleton Knight comes out not in front of Kadir's Flying Sword, which is a very interesting choice on Gallimir's side. Playing it bold, because he doesn't have any resources left now to answer any potential threat that Rafir may come up with. But then, equally, Rafir doesn't really have much in the way of resources to answer any threat that Gallimir may pose. So, the Golden Garden Cat is going to kill that Hidden Spider. He doesn't need to worry about that. The Skeleton Knight is going to take Nicholas almost down to death. Rafir has put himself in KO range, in lethal range of that Skeleton Knight, which is problematic, because even if he removes the Skeleton Knight now, it's just going to turn into a skeleton. Yeah, and it's going to have the same problem. Interesting. Oh, I see, and then you remove the Holy Missile, allowing the Golden Garden Cat to get through. Nicely done. That was right down to the wire. Very, very close match between Gallimir and Rafir there. Excellently fought on both players' sides. Good reads, good plays. Whew. Okay. Gale never disappoints. Yep. He's using 2 cards with the same name, Golden Garden Cat, against the rules. Yeah, it's not the tournament, Dr. Cocktail. So, yeah, as he actually says, it's next Sunday, not right now. Very, very good. The chat agrees. Everybody is cheering their heads off, which is what we like to see. Excellent. Okay, next up is George, otherwise known as Shinami, versus Neon. Whenever you guys are ready, shout it out in the chat. And then get set and goat. A gift from Twilight. Thank you very much, Twilight. 10 gems. Very juicy. I appreciate it very much. That's going to go towards cards, which go towards videos. So yes, George and Neon, when you guys are ready, shout it out and start it up. Light the fires and kick the tires, or however that goes. Kick the tires and light the fires? Probably the first one. What a mess. Yeah, the chat is going crazy. Deadpool, you wish you could save the recordings. Well, this is all going to be archived onto YouTube, so technically it's all saved. Okay, Neon is GOAT. Alright, Neon versus Shinami. Here we go. Spectate now. Initiating battle phase. Okay, Shinami up the top, Neon down at the bottom. 3 mutants on Shinami's side, 4 mutants on Neon Works' side. Tina versus Cheshire. This is a practice game, right? Gold Mana Light versus Mana Light Darkness. Alright, so a strong opening play with that Golden Garden Cat by Shinami, which Neon chooses not, well, doesn't choose not to deal with, can't deal with. Resources did not go his way, unfortunately, and that does give Shinami a pretty good little boost to resources there. Throws out the Arrow of Revenge. The Golden Garden Cat's attack is now going to take Shinami up to being able to level up to 2. An excellent tempo play. Let's see now. Neon can enter the Golden Garden Cat, and that would probably be his best bet. If he has a surprise attack, now would be the time to use it. But let's see. He may decide to go a different direction. Uses Drag to Hell. All right, that's also a very even resource trade, and it means that Neon Works is now ready to level up to level 2 himself, enabling him to keep pace with Shinami. There he goes. Boom, boom. And it's Shinami's turn. Will he play it defensively, or will he drop a creature? Let's find out. First turn, or first action, is defensive, charges up. And second turn, defensive as well. Trying to build up some resource answers there. He's lacking a little bit behind Neon, but not too much so. Neon brings out the Golden Garden Cat. Shinami does have enough resources for a surprise attack, so let's see if that cat gets murdered immediately. Cheshire +1 out onto the field. Okay, Neon using the same card as his hero character. Let's see how this goes then. Forest Fire comes out, an interesting play by Shinami, killing the Golden Garden Cat and severely weakening the Witch Cheshire +1. Does not put her within range of a cat, even if that was a good idea, which it isn't. But does put her within range of a golden. Interesting. Okay, Gourd Bomb, very, very expensive double removal there. Not sure I necessarily agree with that. The Witch Cheshire just at the time wasn't really a threat. Probably would have been a little bit better of an idea to wait and see if Neon dropped anybody else and then play the Gourd Bomb. But maybe Shinami has a plan in mind. Let's see. Fugitive Share +1 is out in the field. Interesting to see Fugitive Share. She's the least favored of all the Share cards since she can only get a single attack off and then disappears. However, she is really good for shutting down gimmick decks as she does drain the enemy's resources when she vanishes. But only if she transforms, of course. Shinami performs charge, but has to really... Ooh, I was going to say has to really answer that that Dark Cat. That 15 damage plus the loss of the 3 resources, is it? 5 resources, my bad, at level 3. That is going to cause some problems to Shinami. That is a drop of 15 HP and 5 resources. Tricky. Tricky. Okay, so the Share has vanished, and the Fireball does take out that Cheshire. Doesn't leave Shinami with an awful lot of answers for the Golden Garden Cat. Could use a surprise attack. That would be fairly safe here, given that Neon only has 3/1/1 resources. He really committed hard to that Cheshire Share push. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out. That's a safe play. Neon can't deal with that with the cards that he has. And Kadir's Templar comes out. Very interesting. Okay, so he's protecting the Kadir's Flying Sword from any targeted removals, but the only removal Neon has that would remove the Flying Sword anyway is the Drag to Hell, and the Kadir's Templar will not pull that away from the Flying Sword because he's not targeted. It might hit the Kadir's Templar anyway, but it's a 50-50 chance. So let's see, Neon is thinking about it. There's no way the Garden Cat can get through the Kadir's Flying Sword, so he's going to have to go for a Mukro, and he does. And then charges, levels up to level 3. The Golden Garden Cat remains out onto the field. Shinami really needs to deal with that if he possibly can, but he doesn't have the resources, unfortunately. So that Golden Garden Cat is going to give Neon an extra 2 resources, meaning that Neon is going up by 5 resources every turn, as opposed to the standard 3. So let's see, Shinami charging up twice, getting, I think, a little bit of HP back off that. 3/1/3 resources, Neon at 3/2/4. So not too badly balanced there, but that Golden Garden Cat, given that extra 2 resources, that really makes a big difference. Oh, those Golden Garden Cats, I do love them so, but they absolutely require answers. Alright, so Neon drops a Mana Black Cat +1 in front of the Kadir's Templar, which is quite interesting, given that it will die before the Kadir's Templar does. But he's using it just for a blocking creature, apparently. Let's see, Shinami, doesn't really have the resources to do anything, unfortunately, for him. Charges up again. 6 cards in the grave means that he's got limited answers as well. 6 cards in the grave and 2 out onto the field means that's 8 out of the 12. He's only got 4 cards left in his hand. So even if he had the resources, his answers are somewhat limited. Neon, feeling safe, decides to revive from the grave, uses the Mukro Algesco again, and that Black Cat does kill that Kadir's Templar. Out comes the second Golden Garden Cat. Ooh, gotta love those double Golden Garden Cats. That is unpleasant to have to deal with. And the one with the higher HP is on the far right-hand side, so even if Shinami had enough for a Flame Emission, it wouldn't kill the far right Golden Garden Cat. He could, however, take out the Black Cat and the Golden Garden Cat with the Flame Emission if he had it and if he was ready to use it. Drops into gold and brings out Forest Fire. That's also fine. It's not going to kill the other Golden Garden Cat, unfortunately, for Shinami. That is going to remain on the field, and that's going to put another 2 resources into Neon's pool. Out comes the Witch Cheshire +1, and he charges up. Is he going to charge up again and just play it a little bit defensively now that he has battlefield control, or is he going to be highly aggressive? Let's see. He's not. He's going to play it defensively. It's a smart play. Golden Garden Cat deals some damage. A Firebolt comes out. Damages, but doesn't kill, but then the Magical Gourd Bomb comes out and does in fact remove them all. Unfortunately for Shinami, that does leave him at 2, 0, and 1 compared to Neon's 4, 5, and now 1, thanks to that Fugitive Share +1. So Neon drops a Fugitive Share and continues to charge up, just maintaining his resource lead and making sure that he has an answer to anything that Shinami might drop. Now Shinami absolutely needs to deal with that Share, and he does. He blocks it with the Alpaca, which is unnecessary. As long as you have a creature on the field, you actually don't want it to be in front of Share because you don't care about Share. you want to keep your creatures not in front of her. You don't, so long as you have a creature out in the field, she's not going to transform and she can't do any damage to you anyway. Now, Shinami might be worried about a Phantom of the Wolf, but it's unlikely with this kind of deck, so yeah, ideally the Alpaca would have been put somewhere else. Nevertheless, still an okay play. Let's see. Oh, brings out his own Golden Garden Cat. Let's see if that can actually survive. It's unlikely given the amount of resources that Neon has, but if it does survive, then that would be very good for Shinami, allowing him to gain more resource parity. Let's see, though. Neon's thinking about it. And decides to drop the mana Cheshire +1, draining his mana resource down to 0. But potentially transforming that Golden Garden Cat if he decides not to go for something like a surprise attack onto it. Charges up and it goes into darkness. Will he charge up again, or is he going to go for a removal spell onto that Golden Garden Cat? He goes for the removal, the ambush. A very expensive removal for a single card, but worth doing. So Cheshire's out in the field, and Cheshire does have lethal. Nevertheless, Shinami has managed to regain some resources. Not a vast number, but enough to potentially answer that Cheshire. Let's find out. He's used his Forest Fire twice, though, and his Magical Gourd Bomb twice, so there's no way that that's going to come back out again. So, it will basically... Yeah. I'm not actually sure what he could use as removal, unfortunately. Kadir's Flying Sword comes out. He's not gone for removal, he's gone for block, which is fine. The Kadir's Flying Sword versus the Witch Cheshire, if it's not transformed, will actually win, but it was transformed, unfortunately. Shinami squeeze. Now a lucky... Oh, and concedes. All right. Well, I was going to say a lucky drag to hell there would have... potentially landed Neonworks the victory, but Shinami saves Neon the trouble and decides to concede and gives Neon the battle. Very well played on both play sides there. Nicely fought from Shinami there, holding on for the longest time. Very well fought. Very well fought. Okay, next up is Kalpesh versus Alvaro. Yeah, Dr. Cocktail. The rule for the third round is no more than one limited edition card. The no duplicates rule is only for the tournament. Yeah. Good game to everybody, indeed. Okay, so Kalpesh versus Alvaro. You guys are ready? On your marks, get set, and go. I'll start. Good, everybody's ready. Excellent. So, get set, go. I'll just keep refreshing until the transition begins. George, you were so scared to drop your mean Major Lily. Yeah, she turns everyone into alpacas, but then Neon was turning everyone into cats, so everyone was turning everyone into other things. Byron, time for you to sleep and rest. See you all. Thank you. Have a nice dream. Yeah. And good day. Have a good night's sleep, Byron. And thanks for stopping by the stream. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Neon is a pure cat and woman deck. Okay. Cat and cat woman deck. Alright, so Kengi at the bottom, a person up at the top, no mutants on a person's side, and one mutant on Kengi's. Cheshire versus L, both players playing it quite defensively to start out with. Kengi discarding an ambush vine into the grave, which goes in front of the elephant, which a person doesn't need to worry about because the elephant will kill the ambush vine before it is in turn killed itself. So let's see, Kengi is going to charge up and skip his turn. Nothing else he can really do in that situation. He may choose to remove the elephant and allow the ambush vine's damage to go through in a turn or two, but the Golden Garden Cat is actually going to somewhat prevent that. Now, probably would have been better to put it next to the elephant to protect against hunt, but the surprise attack takes it out anyway, which is fine. It's an even resource trade. A person decides to charge up. He's going to let the ambush vine... he's just going to let the ambush vine keep going. Obviously, you don't need to remove that. Kengi's decided not to remove the elephant with anything, so a person can just let the elephant kill the ambush vine and get a bit of an XP boost. Okay, Kengi's turn. An alpaca comes out, along with Mean Mage Lily. Interesting. Okay. Now, Mage Lily's ability is very powerful, but her downside is that at every level it takes 2 turns for her to start transforming things into alpacas. Now, she has survived that one round thanks to her ability to redirect spells and so on and so forth into her alpacas. Goblin Bomb Squad, however, comes out in front. Does push Mean Mage Lily out of the way, though. That ambush vine. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, Gengi revives. Does a little bit of damage to both players, but nothing too major. The alpaca comes out in order to protect the Mean Mage Lily. So, unless a person doubles down on the removal spells, he's in a bit of trouble, actually. Both of his creatures are going to be turned into alpacas. Neon, I think the Golden Garden Cat is going to be nerfed. I really hope not. For God's sake, DevCat, stop nerfing things, buff things. Out comes the Command Hunting, rather, which is, of course, a very solid answer to Mean Mage Lily, because her alpacas will not redirect that kind of spell. And that puts Kingi into a bit of an awkward situation here. One alpaca left out on the field, which isn't much good. Nicholas comes out on the right side to protect himself from, to protect him and his snake from a flame emission, and the alpaca deals a little bit of damage. It's adorable. It's adorable. If the Golden Garden Cat has 3 resources, it'll be an okay nerf, George. No, it would make it trash tier. The Golden Garden Cat is perfect the way it is. It cannot be changed without making it trash tier. If the Golden Garden Cat costs 3 resources, nobody would run it. Golden Garden Cat comes out and sits there on the field, protecting the elephant and itself from any hunts. Not that Kengi has the resources for that. Kengi levels up to level 3. And thinks about it. Doesn't really have anything that he can do, so he decides to charge up. That blue scale snake is going to kill the elephant, but that Golden Garden Cat is going to get a couple of resources boosted into a person's deck. Pool, I should say. Error 54, what cards are worth getting this new season, or should you save gems for the next one? If you mean what cards are worth getting in CGC, then Golden Garden Cat, as you can see, Kadir's Flying Sword, and Snake Tamer Nicholas are the 3 favorites. Okay, Blue Scale Snake has managed to survive a surprisingly long time. Golden Garden Cat comes out on Kengi's side and is answered by a bomb squad. Neon, I said Golden Garden Cat 4 times, did I? Was I not supposed to? I don't listen to the things I say. Beatrice of Salvation comes out on both sides. Well, right between, rather, the elephant and the goblin bomb squad. That is problematic for Kengi. He's going to need to remove that Beatrice of Salvation, but a person was smart about waiting until the resources were in the right position. The only thing that can really get the Beatrice of Salvation in that situation is a surprise attack, and Kengi just doesn't have the resources for it. So, out comes the Kadir's Flying Sword. Kengi is being forced to play very defensively. However, a person has used up basically all their resources in order to set up this situation. So, Kengi is playing defensively, trying to build up, hoping his Golden Garden Cat is going to survive and give him a nice little boost. Which it will. A person charges up, trying to regain resource parity. That Golden Garden Cat is going to surge a couple of resources in there, and that puts Kengi into a much more solid position. Command Hunting comes out, and that smacks right into the Beatrice, which is exactly what Kengi needs. Let's just call it GGC. I want to call it CCG, weirdly, because it's, collectible card game, and also... no, I want to call it CGG, that's it, yeah. Because it sounds like CCG. But it's City of Gold. Oh, I don't know, I'm confusing myself now. It's 2 C's, isn't it? Yes, Kadir City of Gold. That's why I wanted to call it CCG. Yes, Kadir City of Gold. That's right. I knew I had a plan. Shut up. Holy Missile comes out into the Golden Garden Cat, which is okay. We won't go into that. And the Kadir's Flying Sword and the Golden Garden Cat have an open shot. So that is going to be 13 damage, taking a person down to 7 HP. The surprise attack comes out to deal with that elephant. Kenki obviously didn't want to have to deal with damage coming out from that. And then he revives from the grave, which also, of course, hurts the A person, dealing quite a lot of damage. So A person is now down to 4 HP, unfortunately. Neon, you gotta go. Mrs. Neon is looking scary at the bedroom door. You mean sexy? She can hear you. But okay. Have a nice night, Neon. And thanks for stopping by the stream. Hopefully you can make it to the next one too. I'll see you in Discord. Alright, so it's a person's turn. Aegis the Third. I'm sorry, I really just don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Elephant comes out to block the Kadir's flying sword, and the bomb squad comes out in front of the Golden Garden Cat. An interesting choice to use a creature to block it, because it does allow, of course, the Golden Garden Cat to get off its 2 resource boost, and it looks like a person is beginning to fall a little bit behind, wasn't able to answer that Golden Garden Cat in enough time, and that has caused some problems. The aggressive play with the Beatrice, very close to working, unfortunately didn't quite pay off in the way he wanted it to. Some cards spell Kadir as Kadir with a K. Yeah, like the Kadir's flying sword, yeah. Hooray for DevCat's translation team. We love them. They're so weird. Kengi charges up 3 times, building up resources again. He knows that his Golden Garden Cat is going to die at this point. He wants a way to answer the Goblin Bomb Squad. If he can remove the Golden Bomb Squad and the Elephant now, he will win. So let's see. Discards into light. We're seeing a surprise attack come out. We are. Out comes the surprise attack onto the Elephant, and that will allow the Kadir's flying sword to land the finishing blow. Well played to both Kinky and A Person. Very, very tight game there. Swung back and forwards. That could have been anybody's match. Turns out to be Kinky's in the end, but excellent plays on both players' sides. Oof. Will, I think... Oh, Snow Leopard's deck. It may be a variation. Well, it may be based off the deck that Snow Leopard masked, because Snow Leopard didn't actually use Mean Mage Lily, apparently, to get into the top 10. He used Bluesy Floozy and something else. Yaxi, I think, said, because he'd fought him. The Mean Mage Lily is just a mask. It wasn't actually what he used to get into the top 10. Good game to both players. Very well fought. Very nice. Okay, so that was Kalpesh versus Alvaro. Very nice. The next fight, and the last one, is Dr. Cocktail, otherwise known as Pandatun, versus Johan. So, when you guys are ready, just shout it out into the chat, and then get set and go. You're not online at the moment. Yeah, so just let us know when you're ready. Yes. Dr. Cocktail, yes, you are against Johan. And Lily was a floozy, I am correct. Good. I'm glad that my memory is not completely rubbish. Pandatoon, you don't seem to be online. I am like 99% sure that you're on my friends list, though. There's no way I would have removed you. That would have been stupid. Yeah, there you are. You're offline. Okay. Johan is absent, is he? Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, we'll give Johan one more... Johan is absent, Dr. Cocktail. You are apparently not online. Unless you've removed me from your friends list. That would be very upsetting. We'll give him one more minute. And then if nobody... If Johan still doesn't turn up after 1 minute, then we'll see if anybody else wants to fight you. Yeah, good. Give you an opponent. Well, give Johan like 1 minute to turn back up again. He might be doing something. Why are you not online? There is no Pandatoon. Where is Pandatoon? Pandatoon wa doku desu ka? God, I'm having flashbacks to teaching Japanese kindergarten. Yamate. How much attack do you think the C1 Ruffian card gain? What? Do you mean how much attack does the C1 Ruffian card gain? William Gannon, live stream about what? Well, at the moment we're doing sub battles. We're kind of winding down. We've been going for almost 3 hours now. So, oh, good. Johan's on. But neither one of you is actually online. So, Alvaro, you got to get going. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. As Yogu Hyo. Okay. It's okay. You just find out how you managed to get that deck to rank 1. Patience. Please reteach 3R rule me. I do not know what any of you... I mean, are you all guys all being weird, or am I having a stroke? What's happening? Probably both. Brown, got a jet. Yep, I'll hit you up on Discord later for the cards once I've actually managed to gather enough gold. I appreciate it. Panda... No, you're not fighting me, Pandatoon. You're fighting Iony. I-O-N-Y. He is actually online. He's right there. You guys are both online. Fight each other. Yamate. Yamate kudasai. If nobody joins you in battle, they are both online. Look, there he is, Iony and Pandatoon. They're both online. I don't know why they're not fighting each other. Stop being weird. Doesn't state how much attack it increases. Well, while we're waiting for Pandatoon and Iony to sort out whatever weird stuff they're doing, I will quickly look up this ruffian thing. It's time to duel. Yeah, you've activated my trap card. Hold on, where's the ruffian? I'll just type in. They want to tag team duel me. Ew. Sounds dirty. Increase attack for each ruffian on both battlefields. Yeah, it actually doesn't say how much attack it increases. Probably just by 1. Pandatoon, Iony, start fighting. You're freaking me out, guys. Freaking me out. Okay, looks like they're transitioning, maybe. Handicap. Could be. Nope, Pandatoon's just gone offline. Okay. As has Iony. These guys are freaking me out, man. They're freaking me out. Useless card you get. Yeah, the ruffians they were never brilliant. But so good. I mean, you really don't want the C1 cards to be great. Unfortunately, like, a couple of them are just insanely good. Amanza springs to mind. Urgent Arrest is really good as well. So, I don't know what's happening with you guys, Johan and Pandatoon. You're like online, offline, online, offline. Okay, now Pandatoon and Iony is back. Why is Panda fighting George? Pandatoon! Pandatoon! Dr. Cocktail, fight Iony. I-O-N-Y. You guys are both online. Just fight each other. You're freaking me out. You actually lost again in your last battle limited arena. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. That sucks. That's gotta hurt. Alright. Dr. Cocktail is being really weird. If Dr. Cocktail doesn't fight Iony soon, I'll do it. If you guys can stay online. Iony is offline again. Alright. Remind me not to let Dr. Cocktail do the last fight of the round. Oh, for Christ's sake. No, okay, alright. Dr. Cocktail is apparently having some sort of nervous breakdown. So, we're skipping past that fight. Iony, if you come online, I'll fight you. With something, Christ, I don't even know what to fight. I've like junked most of my decks. I keep experimenting with them and then just saving them in the experimental versions. They're both online. Well, they're not online. I mean, Pandatoon's online right now, but Iony isn't online. You see, not here. I mean, Iony keeps going offline. Pandatoon keeps trying to fight other people. Freaking me out. No, I'm not fighting Dr. Cocktail because he's being weird, okay? I'm not rewarding weirdness. Okay, Pandatoon is fighting somebody? Who is Pandatoon fighting? Let's spectate and find out. Beat him with a rental deck. Well, okay, Pandatoon is apparently fighting Kengi. Okay, what is his IGN? It's Pandatoon. P-A-N-D-A-T-O-U-N. You guys were supposed to add each other like half an hour ago. Alright, well, Pandatoon's not supposed to be fighting Kengi. So, because Pandatoon's the one being weird, I'm going to fight Iony, okay? So, Iony, for God's sake, just come online and stay online. I'll fight you with... Screw it, I'll fight you with this Warlords deck, okay? It's not even like hyper viable. I just use it for fun. Well, let's do it. Scancat, go away, please. Alright, so I've even told you what deck I'm running, and I've shown it off multiple times today, so you should be well prepared for this. Let's do this. And don't let this become a habit, everyone on chat, okay? Don't deliberately screw up the last one just so that I'm forced to fight somebody, okay? Because if this turns into a habit with you guys, well, I won't be mad because I love you guys. Alright, so 2 mutants on Ione's side and 1 mutant on mine, as we all know. I won't really be doing much commentating because, you know, focusing a little bit. Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something, please. We're using, this is Mabinogi Duel, William. I do play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but this is Mabinogi Duel. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I do play Duel Links, so it's fun. Would I kill my own waifu card, George? Tricky. I don't really have a waifu card. I have my 2 favorite cards, which are obviously the warlords, but I don't really have waifu cards. You said focusing. Yeah. Leveled up to 2. Leveled up a tutu. Gotta love them tutus. Hey, Mud Hero Jas, that's cool. Don't see him very often in... Ooh, killed the share, though. That is harsh. Speaking of killing your own waifus, right? Brown, you have waifu cards. They are now. I thought you were leaving, Brown. Not that I'm sad to see that you're still here, but I thought you were leaving. Ooh, please kill your own Dross. Yay! It didn't really matter one way or another, but I'm just so happy. So I get ludicrously happy when people end up having to sacrifice their own cards. I don't even know why. I just go, yay! They killed themselves. Automatons are the best girls, are they? You know, yeah. Automatons are a lot of fun, certainly. When they first came out, I was like, oh my god, that's gorgeous. I so want to play them, but just couldn't really make them work properly. That evil reaction. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this way. I totally do mean to be this way. Eliza is greater than everyone else, Matteo. Well. Yeah. Is this like a game of luck and math? There's no luck in Mabinogi Duel, William. Not really. There's no card draw. There's no land draw or anything like that. So the random nature of most card games is not existent in Mabinogi Duel. It's mostly about strategy and skill. There is some randomization, but not much. Not much. What are we doing? We're doing this, aren't we? Why not Cocoon before leveling up? I'll be honest, I'm not really paying attention. I'm chatting and I'm watching... No, it's over here, isn't it? I'm watching the chat and I'm trying to respond to the chat, so...
Lost a creature. Creature arrived.
Yay, leopard.
Your turn.
Let's do it this way around. Let's do it this way. I don't know why I said it that way. It just came out that way. Let's do it this way around. Okay.
Cast the spell.
And getting the right resources I've already. So you can remove the RNG from the resource generation because they have the discard mechanic,
Creature left on the enemy's
which gives you the resource or whatever you discard. So yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit of RNG. There's always a little bit of randomization, but honestly, the randomization mostly comes from you have no idea what deck your opponent is running, so you don't really have the answers and things for it. Yeah, there's no force RNG. There's just sort of natural RNG with the, you know, oh crap, they have a gimmick deck that I don't have a counter for. I guess I'm screwed. Yay, the warlords get to transform. I do enjoy waiting a warlord to transform. So much fun. Okay, good fight. Ione, well done. Nice play. And Aryabhata, always fun to see.
defeated a
But unfortunately, that's game. I didn't... I mean, I could have won next round regardless. But I want the Warlords to guarantee the victory here, so... Deadpool lots of Warlords. Yes! That's why Deadpool is my favorite. That and he calls me sexy. And he calls everyone sexy, but hey. Give me a name. It will be remembered for generations to come. Yay, Warlords. Good play, Ione. Well played. And Aryabhata. Fun, fun. Seeing them wreak havoc. Oh, you gotta love those Warlords. Gotta love those Warlords. And Johan, Ione. That is an example of tempo play. Forcing somebody to play at your pace and punishing them when they don't. So, hey. Mabinogi School, right? Which is actually an idea I had in the Discord thing. People were like, oh, interesting. And then everyone forgot about it. Well, I was considering doing special live streams during the week called Mabinogi School. And the idea would be that me and any other veteran that wanted to sign up as professors could actually get involved in the live stream, and we'd all be talking. We'd be discussing cards and questions and things that new players or even veteran players would bring to us. So that was a lot of fun. Yes, but good game. Well done. Well played. Yes. Good. Okay, so all right. So despite Dr. Cocktail going and doing weird things, I think that was a fairly good one to end on, right? Warlords, yes, and Aryabhata. So everyone got to see something fun, and Hunter Rigete, who's also a fun card as well. So that's about it. I seem very nerdy. No offense taken. I am a nerd, and you are a nerd, or you would not be here. We're all nerds. George, the new patch is up and the new boosters are available. Please have an open booster video. I will. The more gems people send, the more boosters I can open. I will be opening them all. Johan, you thought I would have some elephants and things. You had nothing to beat me like that. Yeah, well, that's the tempo. It's very minimalist style of play. You just have the cards that you need, and you only play exactly what you need at exactly the time you need to play them. It's pretty cool. Private Mabinogi Duel Cram School. Yeah. Kalpesh, can you be a teacher in the school? Absolutely, Kalpesh, yes. You can teach everybody how to get the Twitter stuff to appear up at the top. Because I don't know how you do that. You're some kind of magician. Johan, you should have watched the streams. You should have, yeah. It was basically, I even did the share code like 3 times during the stream. It was just a fun, I mean, that's not even really a super viable PvP deck, honestly. It'll get you into gold without any difficulties, but it's a bit of a struggle getting into platinum with it. Just because the Warlords do have a lot of answers to them. So don't think that it's like one of the high-end decks. It's a fun deck, though. Okay, so that is basically it. That is 3 hours pretty much on the dot. So, to quickly recap, I won't go over to recap about the tournament. I won't go over the rules again, because I think everybody's pretty well covered on those, but I will link the Discord thing. I will link the Discord invite link in the chat. So if you're interested in the tournament, either getting involved in it or planning it or playing in it or anything to do with the tournament, or you just want to talk to other people, we have I think 60 odd people who are fairly active now in the thing. So that's pretty cool. Just join in, it's free for everybody, and we discuss other games as well, so that's all good. So yes, I won't go over the rules again, but I will go over the schedule. We will be doing the tournament will be live streamed. The entire tournament will be live streamed. The first day of the tournament will be the 15th of April. That is this coming Saturday. And the second day of the tournament will be Sunday, the 16th of April. That is this coming Sunday. The deadline for getting your deck and your sideboard submitted to me is 10 p.m., 10 o'clock at night, GMT, British time, on the Friday, the 14th of April. Okay, so make sure you have your decks and your sideboard submitted by then. If you don't, you will be disqualified and one of the substitutes will take your place. So please, please, please get those decks and sideboards in. If you're worried about it at all, just make sure you submit it on Thursday. Okay, and that's basically it. Yes, so that's 3 hours. Don't think we'll do a Q&A session after this one. A lot of talking, so my throat is killing me. But if you would like to talk with me for the rest of the day, for forever, just stop by the Discord channel. I will be there for the rest of the evening. So, that's it for the live stream, and that's it from me. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. An extra special thank you to everybody who got involved in the chat and in the fights, and an extra super special thank you to all the Arcanauts who have subscribed so far. Until next time, guys, have fun and good luck.